All right, what's up, everybody? It is, as always, once again, there will be duds,
That
and
time
I
again.
am, as always, your co-host TJ, aka J Spot Jack Cheese, and with me, as always.
Hi, I'm Nick, aka Dr. Funk on Twitch.
As always, I'm Travis, aka the Super General.
As always, maybe sometimes, I'm Deegs, aka Deegs.
I'm Isaiah, aka the Poop.
Is that
true.
poop?
Poop.
Did you just say poop?
The Poop. Yeah.
The poop.
Oh,
That's true.
yeah.
That was
That's
his
right.
I had to
nickname,
squeeze it
as
in there.
Well, it is
That's
Had to
technically
get
his
one
nickname.
poop joke in there.
And this week, we all watched a movie, but first, I wanted to introduce a new, I mean, it's as much of a segment as Nick's X-Files thing, but I wanted to
Great.
introduce a thing, and I was gonna go the slightly less cringy route, but I feel like I should just go full cringe, and I feel like I'm in a safe space to do this since Dagan's on the call too, so I'm gonna do a TJ's Otaku Corner, where
Oh, okay.
it's just an excuse. I've recently been trying to get back into anime. I just haven't watched as much as I used to, and I'm just gonna kind of try to use this as an excuse to get into it, so I can every once in a while have something to bring up.
So you binge Blue Gender?
No, the one that I talked about, the one that kind of made me come up with the idea, is I watched Death Note from 2006. It's
Okay.
I actually decided to, because I was just listening to a couple random YouTubers recently, and I've heard people say that it's like the anime for people who don't watch anime. So it
Bullshit.
appeals to. I kind of say bullshit. I don't agree with that, but I figured it'd be a good one to get back into anime with, and I did mostly like it. It's a pretty good show. The first 2/3 of it is pretty fucking strong. There's I'll give a brief concept. I don't want to make this too long of a thing, but the main concept is that there's this teenager named Light Yagami who gets a death note, which is they're normally tools of death gods, which are called shinigamis, and it's pretty basic premise. If he writes someone's name in it, 40 seconds later they die. He can write if he could write specifics, they die in a car accident, then they'll die in a car accident, and it could be if he writes, it's basically just the 40-second thing is a default, but he could be in 3 hours they're gonna get shot by somebody, and then that'll happen. But if he doesn't write anything, if he just writes down the name, they die in 40 seconds of a heart attack, and those are the rules. Pretty simple, pretty straight up. And it's really interesting because you would think normally that the show would wrestle, or something with that premise would wrestle with the character being oh, should I use this for good or blah blah blah, but it's instantly the first as soon as he gets it, he's I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna kill every criminal on planet Earth, and I'm gonna become the god of the new world. That's his mission from episode 1.
God.
He's so fucking gung-ho to use this thing. And he starts killing a lot of people, and then very quickly he attracts the attention of the police in ways. I mean, it's kind of hard to get to the specifics, because obviously a bunch of people dying of heart attacks is a little harder for them to say oh, this is a serial killer, because it's because to everyone else supernatural powers and whatever don't exist in this world. So
Right.
But that's kind of part of it. And there's this one enigmatic detective in particular called L, who is he's just really bizarre. He's my favorite character. He's awesome. I love him. And the big drive of that show is there's a really good cat and mouse game between L and Light. And I get that it's a lot or like it is different from most animes, because other than that supernatural element, it does kind of just feel like a police procedural. It does feel a lot more mature than a lot of other ones. But then something happens about 2/3 into it, and it really falls off in that last third. But I still would recommend it a lot to people. Like, I think I would recommend it even if anime like isn't your main thing.
It's not like a good, like, if you've never seen anime, get into anime.
No,
Anime?
no,
Yeah, 'cause
but
it's pretty. And it's good.
I guess
I liked it.
yeah, but
It-
I guess I'm not a person who like I say regardless. There's some that like I would still recommend even if you're not. I don't know. I try to be a little less like stigmatic or whatever about
Yeah.
anime. I just
I
think
think
people
that's
should
like
try
a-
new things. I don't know.
How you're using it as like you're using it as I'm getting back into anime, so I'm gonna start with this one. That's a good way to use it. But if it's like, if you've never seen anime before, I don't think that'd be a good one to start. Well, there is no good anime to
There
start
is
with
no
if you've never
yeah.
seen it. Like, you're just gonna get thrown into that like immediately. So it's like that's a Studio Ghibli. I think would be like the only
that would
exception
be probably
because-
the best. Yeah.
Yeah. Most
yeah, but that's not
universal,
really
I
like
think.
anime. That's not the most anime in like the sense of like over the top like crazy action things and stuff. Like that's what I think of when I think of anime. Is like, I don't know.
Yeah,
that
if
kind
you
of
start
stuff.
if you
So
start
you're-
with go ahead.
No, I was gonna shit on Isaiah. You
Oh.
go, Nick.
Well, it's like if you start with Studio Ghibli stuff, I think you're gonna be spoiled because all of like I would say
Yeah.
for the most part, like
Yeah.
Studio Ghibli stuff have like very well developed characters and stories that
Yeah.
feel like realistic in some ways, and then it's just like you want okay, what's next, and then it's like Fooly Cooley, and there's like something growing out of his forehead, you know, or like you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I get what you're saying though, TJ, about
Nice.
like Death Note being like kind of a newer or like a easy way to get into it because it is like the story is very like grounded, I guess, in like.
Have you seen it? Have you seen Death
You
Note?
know, yeah, I've
Oh,
seen
really?
it in the movie.
Well, I
Oh,
mean,
nice.
based
I
on
didn't
like the
know that.
premise that you just described to me, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm on board. He writes someone's name down. Like you've explained like the rules, and that's. I feel like in some animes, it's just like so convoluted and weird that I'm just like, do I have to watch like 600 episodes of this before it finally hits its stride and
Well,
is good?
That's the
It
other
gets a
reason I would
little
recommend it.
convoluted, but
That's the other reason I'd recommend it is because it's only 37 episodes and they're like 20 minutes each. So
Oh,
for a
okay.
TV show, it's not that much of a commitment.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I
have
would
you
say
seen the movie,
after.
TJ?
Yeah, I watched that after. I was gonna bring that up like
Yeah,
briefly.
we should do it. We should do their on that too because that movie is fucking garbage compared. And Willem Dafoe
Compared
plays
to the show,
the
yeah.
deaf god.
Is it as garbage as your fucking audio right now?
Got him, dude. Got him. I was holding back on that, but fucking got him. That's like I think like anime feature. I think anime like feature lengths are like a good way to start anime because like you could even so I guess to piggyback TJ, if there's anything more you want to say about Death Note, I was just gonna roll right into something else real quick.
A little. I guess I was just gonna say like, yeah. I'm not gonna say that it is like an anime for people who don't like anime, but I am also again I'm trying to lower the stigma of anime and just say like just watch it. You know, if it sounds interesting,
Yeah,
I think
you don't
just
need
watch
like
it.
any type of VIP ticket to get into anime. Like there's not like
Yeah.
a, you need to watch this and that or you're not allowed in here, youngin.
I mean, it's a
And,
lot
like, I
like
think-
superhero movies where there was a point in time where like being into that shit got you shoved into a locker. And now all
Yeah.
of those people that were
Mhm.
like shoving you in lockers a decade ago are super into anime now.
Right.
Well,
yeah.
it was just
People
I
like
think it was
TJ.
a good coincidence that it was just the it was the
Okay,
people
TJ,
who are
yeah, I was
already
the one shoving people into lockers.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
yeah. I think it didn't help that like the people that were already kind of on the strange side also happened to like anime. It was just a weird coincidence where it was like it just started a stigma of like, oh, they like that, so I can't. But
Well,
now, as
yeah.
we're fucking evolving as humans, anime is part of our human evolution now.
I mean,
So-
you just need to see
It's
one
like-
kid Naruto running down the hallway to be like, that is not for me.
That's from an anime. Never watching it. Never looking at an anime. But like, cause I started watching. Well, I did watch. I watched Princess Mononoke for the first time.
Oh, okay.
Shout
Oh,
out
yeah.
Evan Ramsey for recommending that to. Even though everybody else has, he forced me to watch it in a good way. It was consensual, but I finished that, and I could go on and on about that because that, like, the score especially. I was watching that, and I was like, my jaw was dropping just with the
Oh, yeah.
emotion, and then with the score, I started watching Akira, and I haven't finished it yet.
I was just gonna ask
But,
if you finished that because I was gonna bring up the score. Yeah.
No, I haven't finished Akira, but like the score, the fighting clown or fight the clown
Yeah.
song when it's like that guttural like yeah, that shit.
Yeah.
I like get chills
Really
from
good.
that, and it's like anime definitely I feel like has some of the best scores. And
Studio Ghibli movies for
oh,
sure
that was-
have like
Yeah.
that was
Yeah. And
was
Akira
the
is
other
like
thing.
one of my favorite film scores. Akira
Not really
especially.
is. It's not really
I
a score, but Fooly Cooly. Fooly Cooly has like the
Oh,
best.
oh, the
soundtrack,
pillow. I mean,
Soundtrack.
hands down.
Yes.
again,
best
you want to
soundtrack,
shout out
yeah.
to Evan for forcing the pillows upon me,
Yeah.
and like
I
the pillows
remember-
rule.
Yeah,
I remember chatting.
I'm pretty sure we forced Fooly Cooley on Evan because he was
Yeah.
like one of the few kids that like I hung out with at that
Yeah.
time.
Uh-huh.
We forced
So
we forced it on him over MSN Messenger too.
yeah.
I remember talking
Hell
to him
yeah.
after like the fourth or fifth episode where the eyebrows dude like is, like,
Amuro.
yeah, his
yeah.
like nose is bleeding or whatever. Or no,
Well,
the
his
chick's nose
eyebrows
is
like
bleeding.
are like falling off.
Yeah,
and-
but the chick's nose is like bleeding profusely,
yeah,
and like
I
we
knew
were
you were
like,
gonna say that like
I was like-
specifically.
you remember what you know what that is, Evan, right? And he's like, no, and I was like, that means she's horny for him, and he's like, no, it doesn't. And I was like, yeah, it does. Look it up. And it is. It's weird how like, it's not weird, but it's interesting that like anime has its own like different like symbolism and metaphors.
Cult-
Like,
yeah,
it-
yeah.
it's not in
yeah,
public,
yeah,
like,
definitely.
formats.
I remember arguing with him about like because he said that Full Metal Alchemist was the best anime,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
remember him like all caps. This might be dirty of me to say. This
And
might be like the
no
worst
cap.
thing I've ever said publicly about somebody. But like he all
Yep.
caps typed out the theme song to like in Japanese to Full Metal Alchemist.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's actually
Oh.
that's so fucking. That's such a hard move.
That's
That's so gangster, dude.
Oh yeah,
Just
you don't
fuck
think
you.
this is the best?
I wish.
The best anime.
God damn it!
Check
I wish
this
Evan was
out.
watching right now. We gotta clip this and send
That's
it to
fucking
him.
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Fuck
god.
yeah.
Our speech to text font like
Yeah.
tweet.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Just
When it
make sure you
comes out,
add
man.
Evan Ramsey, just all caps, add
Yeah.
him like 10 times in the same tweet.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's,
That'll
but
get him the
anyway,
whole
yeah,
thing.
like I think yeah, anime feature links are a good way to get. And if you are interested or you are not interested, check out like any Studio Ghibli or any popular anime feature link because it's a good movie.
yeah, like
And it
Shrek's a
happens to
good
be
one.
Wait,
what
Oh,
Shrek are you
so-
talking about? Is what Isaiah's trying to say. Is it Shrek 2 or Shrek 1?
All of the Shreks, but technically Shrek Ever After is not an anime.
Oh,
Did they have a live action Shrek? Oh, they have this. They
There's
have a
the-
theater play.
They have the
yeah,
theater
there's a play. Yeah.
on ice
yeah.
too.
Plus there's the 4D experience at Universal. That doesn't count either.
Yeah. Isaiah, I don't want to like get deep into it. I don't want to get deep into it, but since there is somebody who has watched Death Note, do you also agree that like for me personally, I guess I would still say if you watch it, finish the show, and like I really want to rewatch it like soon, but I would say like I don't want to watch past the part. You know what part I'm talking about, right?
yeah, it's kind of like
I feel
In
like
a
it could
way,
end there.
I feel like it's like the fourth season of Community, where it's like when I rewatch the series, I just skip the fourth season. But
Yeah, but except that it's the
It's-
end of it. So
Oh,
But it's not. Yeah. But it's not like I don't think it's as bad as that. But I wish that was how I felt about the first third and not the last third. I wish the
Yeah.
last 2/3 were as strong, and the first third was bad.
yeah, there's a bit
yeah,
in the middle with
I mean-
L where it gets a little weird, where Light like loses his powers and stuff. But
Yeah, there's some good. I still think that there is some good in the last bit, but
yeah,
yeah, I just
Okay.
first 2/3 are just so like it's like
it's the back and forth
back and
between
forth. Yeah,
between L and Light is like so good. It's like constantly
Yeah.
like L like sets up a trap for Light, and then Light's like, aha, but I actually. It's like
yeah.
it's very like Batman Jokery kind of, but like reversed,
Yeah,
where it's just like always
it's
one upping
so
the
good.
other
It's-
person like constantly.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's really like the first yeah, like you said, the majority of it is really good though. Like
Yeah.
really good. It's probably my favorite anime. Besides I mean honestly, besides the end, like if it was the first 2/3, it's probably my favorite anime.
Besides what? Your audio is getting crappy again.
Besides the last third.
Oh,
he said it's his favorite anime.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I think
one
the
of
last
my
episode
favorites-
is decent, but everything that leads up to it is like. It was a
Yeah.
decent finale. It was a decent wrap up.
Is it?
Yeah.
I guess my
Yeah.
only frame of reference is like Twin Peaks season 2, where like the first 8 episodes of season 2 of Twin Peaks are really good, and then David Lynch basically left the show,
It's
and then it was like, okay, Benjamin Horne is doing Civil War reenactment shit, and James has to
It's-
go get his dick sucked by a
Okay.
MILF, and then like the last episode, David Lynch comes
That's
in
pretty-
and like saves the
no.
whole thing.
I would say no, because like as much as I prefer the real David Lynch stuff, I also love Jerry Horn and the Civil War stuff.
Okay,
I think I like season 2 still. Like
it's.
think
I mean,
all
it's
the
very
ridiculous is
silly. The
good.
show gets very silly.
No,
It's not bad. It's just there's a little too much of it. They stretched that out a little too much.
maybe.
Once-
I mean,
it's like
yeah,
once
not
you find
perfect
out-
by
Hey,
any
you
means.
mean all of Community, right?
I
Yeah.
didn't see the last season of Community.
It's
But
alright,
you
it's
saw
fine.
season
I think you
4.
should. I think it's good. I think
Yeah.
you should watch
Yeah.
it.
I've seen the first 5 seasons,
Last
so
season
I
is
did
one of my
watch.
favorites.
I did watch the gas leak year, and yeah, it was like the.
You-
It's the same
You
cast
get
of
it, though.
characters,
You
so
get
it's
it,
like I want to like it because
No,
it's
it's
still
not.
Joel McHale and it's still Donald Glover, but you can tell that it's like it's not as strong. And then I remember season 5 being like pretty good, despite like
Yeah.
a third of the cast basically leaving the show.
I think
Yeah.
I think both in 5 and 6 like it recovered. Like it's still not like it's not as strong, but it's kind of like how do you like with that shitty year and then also losing half the cast. But like I think for for all of that damage it took, all those body blows,
This,
I think it came back like pretty much as strong as it could.
But
yeah.
the thing is also in the last 2 seasons, Dean Pelton and Chang become like main characters, and they're like just as good as some of the people that left.
Oh,
Yeah,
I mean,
there's
Jim
some really
Rash.
good-
Jim Rash as
Yeah.
the dean is incredible.
Yeah,
I
I
think-
think he's yeah.
I think my
There's
favorite,
a really good. Go ahead,
my
go ahead.
my favorite Dean Pelton bit, I think, is in season 5 or 6, the payday bar rap.
Peanut wrap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that it gets me every single time I watch
That-
it.
Yeah.
Is that the one where he comes in and he's like, he comes back in and he's like, I have to go to the
No.
bank today.
No.
That's my favorite
No, that's
one.
where he's like split down the middle.
Yeah.
Because he's like,
Yeah.
what am I gonna tell them? That it was I can't remember what he said. That it was like this or that day.
No,
Yeah.
Get
d-
yourself together, Craig.
Travis, do you know the payday bar rap? Do you know what we're talking about?
You gotta know it.
I
He's
know
in
it,
like a
but, like-
full
Peanut
like
bar,
candy
He's
and
in
I'm
bar.
here to
He's in, like,
say.
It's like he's trying to tell them about
You're
their like they're not
on
getting their
another
paychecks.
day.
Another day, another dollar, another stuffed white shirt on another black guy. And he just like
Oh,
freaks
yeah,
out.
Yeah. And he starts,
criminals,
yeah,
Wall Street. Like,
yeah, and he gets
And he's
really
like,
Barack Obama is
worked up.
scared of me.
Yeah.
because I don't.
And-
spit-
yeah,
or
that's
he's like,
right.
he's like, because I don't something rhymes and I spit it for free. Let me clear my throat.
And then he just
and
like
then he
drops,
drops the mic
he's
and
like-
he's crying.
It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know what
like-
I don't know what just happened to me. And then he runs away.
he
It's-
goes, I don't know what that was. I don't know what, and then like his like wiggle as he runs
Waddle
away.
out. Yeah.
in the payday bar, and you can see Gillian Jacobs, like you can see her
Yeah.
like almost break.
Just-
Mm-hmm.
yeah, she starts. Yeah. But I was gonna say like, I think my favorite like Pelton centric episode is in the final season.
Okay.
Which
There's
one?
where it's the virtual reality one where he gets the virtual reality helmet and he like
oh,
he's like, I am a god, and it's like
yeah.
sorting files or something like that. I don't know. I really like that one.
By the way,
Oh,
it's-
in the level 7 susceptible one with the Honda stuff. That
Mhm.
one's really good too.
It's
Yeah.
good news, and what am I supposed to tell them? I had good news and bad news.
And bad. yeah. Yeah.
It's the duality of man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird because like
That's
I was
so
talking to
good.
Chloe about this because we were discussing like comfort shows, and I was like, I don't think I have like a comfort show, not something I could just put on and like go about my day. But I think the first 3 seasons of Community are like perfect examples of just like a rainy day
Yeah.
show that you just put on all day.
Yeah.
See, I
First
kind
3,
of-
last 2. The last 2 are really solid, honestly.
I think so. Yeah.
I like the show, but like it's kind of this thing like with Scrubs. I used to like really like Scrubs. I still like Scrubs, but I can see its flaws a lot more now. But like I almost feel like there's a limit to how many times I'll be able to watch Community without
Hmm.
it becoming like nails on a chalkboard, like kind of annoying. Because like I already kind of feel that with Jeff Winger. He's a little like too much, little like I don't know. I don't really like Joel McHale, I
Oh.
guess. Especially like
Oh.
out
Hmm.
of character Jeff McHale. I don't know. He just is like a little bit too try hardy, I guess. So it's
think
not
he's
that one's not
pretty,
like a red.
Like, chill.
He's all right. I'm just saying like he just kind of tries too hard. It seems like, but I feel like that's a
Travis
show that
just hates
I'll
tryhards, dude.
yeah, I do.
Name a tryhard, he hates him. Jimmy Fallon hates him, dude.
Piece of shit.
Yeah,
Piece of
it's
shit.
like just be you. Like I like Jimmy Fallon when he wasn't a tryhard. Like, just don't be a tryhard.
He's a
like,
good entertainer and host.
Laugh. No, he's not.
Don't knock a man for
No,
doing his
I
job.
just, I just.
He's not. He's a bad He's a good entertainer for like 50 plus people who are older than 50.
Hey, what movie did we watch,
So-
by the way?
Jimmy
The
Fallon is
thing I
good
wanted
for
to
like
defend about Jimmy Fallon is that his like I don't like his interviews. I like his bits that he does on his show.
he reminds
That's- I'm done.
geriatrics
really
about the
do that.
grandchildren that they wish they had that would call them.
Damn. So speaking of want to commit suicide,
Wait, are we there? Are we there already?
we're there.
Are we?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay, yeah. We're there.
I think there's still some stuff just because
I
we
can't
were like,
hear you, TJ. Can't hear you, TJ. He's just practicing his miming.
oh, okay.
Hello?
let's get-
Oh yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
He's just like, no. I want to say some shit about Jimmy Fallon.
Why?
Well,
I'm
I was.
joining.
No, I was just trying to say something. So I was like trying to. I was like, I
Uh-huh.
figured you guys couldn't hear me.
You know who's a
I
I
good
feel like
entertainer? Wendy
Isaiah's
Williams.
internet is bringing us all down.
Uh,
Isaiah's
Uh,
internet is weighing us all down right
yeah.
now.
Like,
Oh.
like your mental state or your actual connection to Wi-Fi?
Both, dude.
No,
Both.
I just wanted to mention, since it also ties into the other bit we have, that the cigarette smoking man is in the Death Note movie. So that too. I meant to
Oh.
mention that as well for like a second. But
yeah,
he's in
it doesn't really work 'cause
Cigarette
I guess
smoking man.
we talked about it before we started streaming / recording, but I guess I'll do my little X-Files corner a little bit.
Yeah, I might as well.
Yeah, we just watched another episode. I think the best episodes of the show are written by Vince Gilligan, who went on to make Breaking Bad, for anyone here who doesn't know that. But yeah, no, we just watched the episode where the cigarette smoking man, spoilers, allegedly dies, but he comes back. But who does he play in the Death Note? That's That's such a
He's-
random thing
Yeah,
that
it
he's
is.
in that.
He plays like it's really just for like one scene. It's basically like when the world starts hearing about the killings or whatever,
Uh-huh.
and he's like a radio broadcaster, like who's
Oh, okay.
talking about it, kind of like an
Oh.
Art Bell type
Oh,
thing.
Art
Like
Bell.
that's what
I
I
watched
got
that
out of it.
movie
Fucking
like
Art Bell,
4
dude.
years ago, so
Oh,
Okay.
I watched
Bobby?
it when it came out, and I was it's fucking garbage.
We should put the X-Files movie in the cup, so that way you guys have
Oh,
to
yeah.
talk about it.
that's not a bad idea. I mean, I'd do that.
Maybe that'll be a Patreon episode where we just like talk about a single show or movie for like 45 minutes. That'll be the
Yeah.
Patreon episodes.
Yeah.
Oh, we
but
got followed by the
continue
Twitch
if you
bot.
wanted to. Oh, nice.
Oh yeah.
The
Nice,
dude.
Shout out Twitch bot.
Shout out
00312.
Twitch bot.
The one that apparently if you click on it, it's like an IP tracker. Oh, I just noticed our chat went down
Let's-
to 2 people, so I think they heard us talking about them.
Did you have anything else?
Oh
say
no,
about
that's
the
without like just getting into the nitty gritty of the episode.
yeah.
But
you don't
I-
want to pull a TJ's
So-
Otaku Corner.
So I'm gonna write into my death note
Wait.
that I'm gonna do suicide with my squad.
Okay. Yeah. That's good.
What the
Way to take that
Yes.
Is
from
that,
the-
is that how we
Yes.
end this
There you go.
episode?
yes.
That's great.
Yeah, write down that it's gonna happen at like in an hour and a half or something. or
And
like an
yeah,
hour.
and that'll
Okay.
happen after the break.
I'm so
Um,
sick of hearing Isaiah, huh?
And we're
I meant to mention
back.
at the top.
Oh,
of it,
oh,
I
Travis,
actually-
is that supposed to be where we put in the ad?
That's the break if you want to. It's a freebie.
Okay.
If
I
you
still have
want
to figure
to.
out how that works.
I meant to mention that I wore my Cowboy Bebop shirt especially for my Otaku Corner.
Oh,
Oh, so-
perfect.
Okay, so you knew before the stream started that you were going to monopolize the pre-chat.
Yeah.
I need to get some X-Files shit. We did just order
I
the
knew-
Yeah.
I Want to Believe poster that is like to scale the same size as the one in Mulder's office. So that's fun.
Well, I don't know if ours is to scale, but we have that one too.
Oh, nice.
Also, it's also painted with David Duchovny's blood.
Yeah.
Well, no, I knew I wanted to bring that up because I watched that a little while ago, but I knew I wanted to watch it, or I knew I wanted to start that bit when Dagon was on, so
Oh, okay.
kind of.
Yeah,
but
it's too bad
yeah.
we didn't do this like a few months ago when Dagon was watching through all of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck me, dude.
Um.
But I'm gonna start fucking GT and Super soon.
Hell yeah.
I didn't know
So
that
then you can
One
see me
Piece was
crying.
still going on.
Is it?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Are we in an ad break right now?
It'll
I didn't-
continue
I don't know.
I don't know.
after the break.
Yeah, I think we've cut to that
Okay.
break
Oh, wait.
several times.
I already
I was gonna say, and we can. There we go. There's another ad break if we want it, but
yeah, just in
I
case.
was also
Just
gonna
give us
say-
several
we get
exit
ads
ramps.
on.
for your bit for your thing, Travis.
Yeah,
Do you want to do it now before the break?
I could do it
and then
now.
we can go into the break, and then
Yeah, I could do it now.
let's do that now. So
Okay, hold on.
Travis,
In
he has a presentation for us. Because our the way that
Yes.
we rate our dud movies, which is what we're doing this week,
Uh-huh.
is a lot more willy-nilly, I'll say, than our regular one. It's not just like a simple like
Yeah.
1 to 10 scale or whatever. It's more whatever. So he has a presentation to
Yes, in honor of Moose, who is doing something similar, halfway across the.
oh yeah,
Planet.
PowerPoint
Uh,
presentations, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're like the
Same
same thing.
same topic as well.
It's
Essentially
Same
same topic.
level of depth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
is
very-
it working
I'm,
for you guys?
I'm sure the amount of research and time put into both of these things are
It's
equal.
what working.
Yeah.
If you don't know what we're talking about, soon to come, Moose's Education Corner
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the after hours of Duds. For
Uh,
some reason,
let me
I think I'm I'm thinking this ad break is gonna be in real time, so like we're just gonna stop talking to each other for a while while the ad plays. But I forgot you're just gonna cut it in.
Wait.
Could I have an
minute.
Isaiah's poop corner? Could I
Isaiah's
have
Okay.
poop
Isaiah's
corner.
poop corner where I talk about a time that I shit my pants?
Okay. Oh,
We could do. Okay.
That's not working either, is it?
I see it now.
Can we do Isaiah shut the fuck up corner where you don't talk for the whole episode?
I guess
Alright.
let me try again.
I have your thing pulled up on the stream at the very least. It's
Uh,
white.
Does it show the slideshow? No, yeah, it's not showing the slideshow.
Showing white.
Yeah,
Yeah.
What?
white.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I can just do this.
I see your mouse.
Yeah. Okay. We'll just
Yeah.
do that infinity screen for a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Now
Okay,
you can
there we
see
go.
it?
There we go.
Yeah, that works.
Perfect. Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Let's go.
Ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh wait. You guys, you can.
I'll put in some. I'll put in some like royalty-free music on the edit of
Okay.
this. So just
Oh,
like a
yeah,
little
yeah,
like.
yeah.
Dun,
Can you-
da, 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 da,
Can you
da,
screen
da.
share on Discord as well?
What?
Yeah,
he
it's
is.
on. I am.
Yeah.
Click on.
Oh, you.
on,
I just.
on the left
oh, I
side
just
where
have
all
to-
of our names are. Click on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. That's my B. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, Charlie, we got Charlie in the chat who says, "Who is the better Taylor?" Well, Isaiah's gone, so clearly
Well,
not
I
Isaiah.
created.
What?
I mean, I created
he's-
a.
Oh, your
PowerPoint
video's
presentation,
gone.
So I think
Oh,
that's.
I mean,
kind
I
of
didn't say
obvious.
that.
Okay.
I had to turn off my video so I could see Travis's thing.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, the normal thing that you have to do. Okay. Ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello, and welcome to my pitch for the bad movie scale of There Will Be Duds. I am your host, the Super General. Buzz Aldrin, as always, Buzz Aldrin, a great American hero and astronaut, once said, "Movies are the lifeblood of America," and I don't think anyone will dispute that, whether it's true if he said it or not.
Okay.
He also, oh, whoops. Okay.
How'd that get in there?
Yeah. Okay. Our opinions on movies matter. A movie watched and reviewed by us has a better box office result than many movies that aren't. As you can see by the chart, I selected movies we have received or reviewed randomly to compare to a movie that we haven't reviewed. As you can see, the three that we reviewed are all highly successful films.
Okay.
The one we haven't, The Hottie and the Naughty, however, is very much not. The only conclusion one can draw from this data is that our opinions are very significant and directly affect if a movie is successful or not. Also,
Are
our
we saving questions for afterwards?
yes. Also, our Casey Grant per capita vastly
noticed that.
outpaces others. In fact, in a few, yeah, I think the last line is maybe a reference that only TJ will get.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Okay. Dud. It is a thing that fails to work properly or is otherwise unsatisfactory or worthless. Another way of saying that is it is of little or no worth or valueless. Okay. On the other side, we have nothing for this yet.
Okay.
In the past, we've used not a dud, which is just another way to say something is not valueless. That's not a great way to label masterpieces, such as Ben and Arthur or Who Killed Captain Alex. It's actually almost insulting. During my research, I scoured for better options, including the ones you see here. After hours of research, the only solid conclusion I could reach is that it must rhyme. It was in reaching this discovery that I had a breakthrough. So now, due to recent movie scale innovations, I can proudly reveal dud or bud. All right. Now hear me out. While potatoes look ugly
Jesus.
and are found in filthy places, once they are brushed off and treated right, they're revealed to be gems of the dirt. Just like the bad movies that we watch. They look like shit, they smell like dirt, but once you crack them open, you see there are gems. AKA they have value. Potatoes, you know, they have various uses. Actually, they're one of the most widely used vegetables that we have. They're used in pharmaceutical, textile, wood, and other paper and paper industries. So it's a good way of, it's a universal term that we could use for good bad movies. Doesn't mean that it's, you know, an actual masterpiece. It's, you know, you can use it however you want. Also, it provides great mascot and merchandising potential because nobody, as far as I know yet, has done anything with potatoes to sell.
Reason.
Yeah, and nothing of that comes to my mind. Yeah, thank you, and you're welcome.
See what we can do. We can almost do like a, you know, how on every episode of like when Red Letter Media they do best of the worst, they usually like destroy the one that they pick as the worst.
Mm-hmm.
We could load up our dud. If we determine it to be a spud, we can like load up a physical copy of it into a potato gun and like shoot it at something until it explodes.
Yeah, exactly.
But those would be the ones we'd want to keep, right?
No, they. I feel like spud would spud. So okay, Ben and Arthur, is that a spud?
That's a spud.
That's a
It's a
spud.
spud.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay, I understand now. I kind of
Yeah.
like
Nega
this.
is missing as
Because
a dud.
as of
I
right
don't
now,
hate it.
all we have is dud, and
Right.
you need another side. So spud, I mean, like I said, from the outside perspective, just looking at what a potato is, the first person who saw a potato is like, "What the fuck is that weird thing?"
What's the soft
And then they-
rock?
Yeah, and then they cleaned it up and took a bite into it, and was like, "Damn, this is actually pretty good." Like, I bet I could make French fries out of this
I'm gonna
shit.
go mash
You
this.
cut that up. Yeah, you chop that
Yeah.
up. Throw some carrots and onions, baby. You got a
You got a
stew
st-
going.
You got a stew going.
That's
Yeah.
like maybe that's the max. That's like that's what Ben and Arthur is. It's a stew.
Yeah.
You got
Oh,
dud, spud,
okay.
and then stew.
And that's what I was getting at with like the various uses. You could say like, this one's a French fry spud, or this one's a baked spud, or
Oh.
you know,
But where
something like
what do you do if it's between a dud and a spud? Is it a
I don't. You could say it's a somewhat spoiled spud. I don't know, a spoiled spud.
Spoiled spud.
I literally was thinking of what's the opposite of a dud that rhymes, and the like spud just popped in my mind, and I was like, I'm gonna make a PowerPoint presentation, and I just went blanks as I
Yes.
went.
Buds would be good.
Yeah, spuds are good.
spuds are good?
As you can see by this slide, we have dud on one side, which is something that is valueless. The other side, good, bud.
Good.
I don't even know how you would pronounce those. I just threw them in there.
Good.
Yeah.
Dud or spud.
Dud or spud.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either. Yeah.
That's funny. That's kind of what I was like picturing. Was like, oh, maybe we can actually use it.
I mean, it's at least better than what we got. Yeah, like I like
Yeah.
it better than just saying like not a dud.
Yeah. Okay.
So okay.
Okay.
Break.
All right. Hey,
So take it.
Dagan just disappears. Oh God.
Oh. Was he
Also, I
doing
was
that for the-
thinking, I don't know if this can be in the break, or I don't know where the break is. I'm sure this is going to be the one where we have a bunch of ads, so it's probably good we have multiple breaks separated by like 1
A
minute
few
of
minutes.
talking.
From all of our
Yeah.
sponsors.
Yeah. I was gonna try, if anybody else wants to, I'm gonna try maybe and have something short like that prepared for like every week. I think that would be a good
That's a good recurring bit. I think you have
Yeah.
a presentation of in some way.
I did have a
Uh,
question.
if somebody else has a good idea, they can just like you know, during the week they can,
Or
they
like
can
I also
bring
like
up
the
the-
idea of like making shorts to put in between stuff. Even
Yeah.
if it's just
Yeah.
like something silly that you film at your own house. If you can film something like related to whatever movie that we're watching, I like that
Yeah.
as well.
yeah.
Can you hear me? Am I here?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
can
yeah.
hear you.
Yeah.
Am
we're
I
just-
Oh, I have a-
hearable?
I have a question about your graph. I don't know. Could you hear me earlier when I was trying to ask that?
Oh, you
I
said
don't-
something about questions, and I said, yeah, that's at the end. But then the joke was that I skip over that slide very quickly so that you don't get to ask questions.
I got that joke. I think I cut out before that, but I have a question, even though there's no questions. Your graph, it goes up by what on the left column? What's that number
Multiples of
value?
2?
Is it?
It was, I think it was IMDb rating, and
Oh,
then
can
middle
hear.
was.
I'll share it again. I can share it again. I'll show you.
Please don't, or my stream, or I'll get disconnected again.
Okay.
Well, I don't think you have to.
Good.
Tough
You could
shit.
just-
Oh
You could
my
just not-
god.
Okay, there it is.
Okay, so is that millions of dollars or views or IMDb rate?
I think it's made up.
It's okay. The IMDb
Get
ratings are
in this
accurate.
world, TJ.
I assume those were, yeah.
Those are accurate. The Casey Grant is, well, actually, it's not
Accurate?
accurate. It's not, because there's no Casey Grant in Philadelphia Story
Oh, okay,
technically.
yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
But it is accurate. The number to, I was gonna try and put it in like millions or something, but it didn't like look right. If that makes any sense. So I
Mhm.
kind of did it in like a ratio of like its budget, like income to budget is
Okay.
what I kind of did it on.
Okay,
So like
so there's
Hadi and
some
Nadi
real math
lost
in
a
there.
bunch of money. Yes, it's not 100% accurate, but it is
Oh.
like there is
Oh.
some accuracy to it. So, but
Okay.
Hadi and Nadi did
So-
lose a shit ton of money.
Okay, so
Amadeus.
then can we go around the room and rate this presentation dud or spud?
Oh,
Yeah. That's a good idea.
I'm all spud, baby.
Okay.
I think the idea is a spud. The presentation is
Yeah.
it's a root vegetable. I'll say that.
Okay.
I'd say the idea definitely of like a full grown, healthy, freshly washed, about to be cut spud.
Okay.
The presentation itself, regular spud. Now the presentator himself,
The presentator.
I would say that's as deep of a dud you can get.
Okay. Well, I will take that to heart and improve for next time. I appreciate that feedback. Also,
Like a
go
good
fuck yourself.
growing spud, you will.
Yeah. You just dump that shit on me, and I'll grow another spud right off of me.
Another fungus out of your
Another
I'm
fucking.
gonna use you to
Yeah.
power my alarm clock.
Yeah. I didn't want to. I think I could have done a video, but I wanted to mix it up from last week, so I think that maybe would have been a little funnier. 'Cause I had to do it
Travis is
live.
the
Stand up
content
spud
creator for
scale.
our content creation.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to one up the show.
By creating content inside the content.
There will be buds.
There will be spuds.
All right.
There will be Travis's content.
And then we
Okay.
can have shut up and sit down. We can have a reference potato that we put next to the
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Charlie
That'd be
Charlie just DM'd me a link to on Amazon of a moon cannon potato gun. MK1
Oh,
shoots
shit.
150 yards.
We should,
I
Jesus.
do like the
should
idea of like
start a-
incorporating that somehow.
we should start a Kickstarter for a potato gun.
Yeah, no, that'll be a Patreon
Ooh,
tier.
That shoots
Like
DVDs.
as soon as we hit like $1,000 on Patreon, we'll buy a potato gun and like
Yeah.
Yeah. We
go
could
to
take,
Michael
like, a
Goy's house
community
in
vote.
Minecraft and
We could take a community vote. Whoever like gets voted by like the viewers or whatever has to get hit by the potato
Oh.
gun.
Every week.
just get your kneecap
Every
blown
week.
off by a potato.
Or
Until-
maybe something more random.
We'll do
Until it's
we'll do the
just
Nerf
like
cannon.
doing it, and he's like, "I love the show," and he just like holds it up, and he's just got bruises from the past weeks, and he's shooting himself.
it's like, but we have to do it like the Nerf Assassins game. So like every time you like leave your house, you gotta like check around to make sure you don't
Yeah.
get beamed in the face with a potato.
Charlie does have the land to
use
shoot
the
it.
Nerf
He has
cannon.
a lot of property. We could go to Charlie's
yeah.
place and
All
just
right.
Hell yeah.
But are we gonna have to get lawyers involved if we use someone else's land and we're shooting it at somebody?
We'll just have a
just
lot of
have-
consent forms. Just a
Yeah,
shit ton of
liability
consent forms.
forms.
I would suggest that we shoot the person who picked the dud, but that's gonna be TJ 99% of the time. Which I'm not against that, but I
That's
just
the
don't want to be
or
unfair to
that's
TJ.
I'm glad I didn't turn in my my list
Your
yet.
list. Yeah,
Kelly's in Catwoman, so like
that's the payment. Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah, that's a good idea. I like that. We can boil like lightly boil the potato so it's a little bit soft.
So it smashes, so it just explodes on the.
That'd be funny. That's my 7 pounds, but it's 7 spuds.
7
Seven
spuds.
spots, seven, and then you have to eat the mashed potatoes that are exploded on your back.
Any bits that stick to you or whatever.
That'll be a Patreon bonus. Is we'll ASMR you eating the mashed potatoes.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
segue.
and-
no,
and-
she said,
And we're back.
And
Yeah,
we're back. I
and we're
guess. I
back.
don't know.
and we're
All right.
we're
from
back,
the
baby.
from the break that we took, from one of those breaks.
Mm-hmm.
So the movie that we all watched this week is Suicide Squad from 2016, directed by David Ayer. It tells the story of a group of criminals, super criminals, from the DC universe, who are planted. They get bombs planted in their necks and are forced to do a suicide mission, hence the name, for Amanda Waller, a sort of shady government operative, for reasons they're not like fully sure on like why they're doing it, but basically they're threatened with, yeah, if you don't do it, we're gonna blow up the bombs in your neck. So, but if they succeed, they get like time shaved off of their prison sentences. And then one of their own escapes and starts like taking over the city, and that's the person that they end up having to take down. And that's the gist. So who wants to start us off this week?
I would just like to say, like, I like how you put in the bombs in their neck as one of the plot points of the story, because that was like
That is the
that was
plot.
supposed to, yeah. But also the way they introduced it was her plan to control him was kind of more mind games than it was the neck bomb thing, because she was collecting dirt. Like, it started out with, you know, I have Deadshot and he has 11-year-old daughter I can use to manipulate him. And then they have other ways, and then but then like Captain Boomerang, they're just like, yeah, he's in next. And then fucking I didn't understand why they needed to manipulate fucking Flag, because isn't he part of the good side? So why do you need to manipulate the guy you're trusting to put in charge of the group?
Because
You
he's
mean
dating.
Captain Don't Tread on Me?
Because he's
Fucking Captain
Captain-
the
Flag.
fact that his last name is literally Flag is like the
I
funniest thing in
know.
the world to me.
It's just so
but it's
ridiculous.
got 2 G's. It's got 2 G's, so it's
Yeah.
Not
it's
in this
not
movie.
that
It
obvious.
does in the
Oh.
comics, but not in the movie. It's just one.
Oh wow,
So-
dude! Just add it to the fucking list.
So much like the film, I think we should spend the first 30 minutes or so of this discussion recapping the superheroes and their super villains, sorry, and their like abilities, and then spend the next 20 minutes basically doing it again. And,
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
in
Yep.
the most
Yeah.
disjointed way possible.
Let's
That's the
start.
one thing I remembered from the first viewing of this, is that it's literally it's like the later Resident Evil movies. Like, I remember, I think it's Afterlife, which is like Resident Evil 4 or 5. I say this, but like I love the Resident Evil movies for like all the wrong reasons. They're really bad, but I like those ones. But there's like, and it's not just this one, but it's the one where I remember it being the most egregious, where like it starts directly after the end of the previous one, and then it like goes through this whole like long, like prolonged like action sequence, like 10 minutes, and then it like rewinds, and you get to see it all in reverse, and then
Oh.
it like goes back like 5 minutes before that, and then you see it all again, like what you literally just
Ugh.
saw. And that's what this is, except instead of just following Mila Jovovich, just following one character, you're following like 6 or 7 or however many there are.
If we're gonna start by talking about the characters and their powers, let's start with fucking Captain Boomerang or whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah.
Like, okay, they show him, and he's like robbing a bank or something, and I don't know, he's like chasing some dudes. At some point he chases some dudes down, and he throws a fucking boomerang, and it hits the dude in the back of the head. The dude falls down, and where does the boomerang go? It goes right on the ground. He could have threw a fucking shoe. He could have thrown anything. What is a boomerang? The only like purpose of a boomerang is it comes back when you don't hit anything.
But Travis,
Well,
who throws a shoe?
Honestly,
Honestly.
it's so stupid. He could throw anything.
Well,
It
I
doesn't
feel
matter.
Like other than like Killer Croc and I feel like none of them are really. They don't really have like superpowers other than like
No.
being.
And
Good
like-
job.
Even fucking
don't.
Killer Croc is just he's
like a
fucking
little
horrible.
strong.
Yeah, he's like a
other than
little
Killer
strong.
Croc and, El
Well, I mean, I
Diablo.
guess
That's
he's
the
Yeah.
covered in scales, so like I guess.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, El Diablo. El
he is
Diablo
not,
has.
he's
Yeah.
not quite the.
Yeah, a
Oh,
lot
He's
of
yeah.
not
people
quite the
have
Killer
shingles.
Croc he is in the comics. But to be fair, that is kind of a. That does like there are some things that they just do what the comics do. So it's like, can you
Yeah.
blame the movie for that? I mean, not
Yeah.
that I'm trying to defend the movie, but like Colonel Rick Flag his name is stupid, but they just took that from the comics. Like,
Yeah.
and yeah, most
But
of
they
the
took a G off.
yeah, they took a G off to make
Yeah,
it more obvious, I guess.
So if
Yeah.
they're gonna take this shit from the comics, then why don't they make Killer Croc like he is in the comics, where he's like a big giant crocodile?
Yeah,
I'm
not
pretty
a normal height. Fucking not even. His head is
Yeah.
bigger than his goddamn arms and shit. Like
Yeah.
his proportions were so fucking like when he took off his
no
jacket and yeah, when he took off his jacket and it's just like you're supposed to see this big old beefy dude and it looks like me when I'm shirtless. Like
But
it's not a big reveal at
Okay,
all.
Dagan.
But he just looks like
Wow,
a
weird
toad
flex.
from the Super
That was
Mario
I was
Brothers
shitting I
movie,
was shitting on myself.
but
Okay.
except his head is bigger and not smaller.
I
Yeah.
mean, I think we've already stated it on this show that DC just sucks in general. I think we must have during Justice League. They just suck. And their movies suck
I
in
think
general.
this might be the
besides
first
Batman.
DC movie I've seen. I really
Justice
haven't.
League.
I haven't
Like
seen
for the-
Justice League. I
The
haven't.
new ones or whatever.
I haven't seen Batman versus Superman. I haven't seen like whatever the Superman movie. I haven't. I mean,
You've seen the Nolan ones though, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Like,
Watchmen
you don't count those as
considered?
DC.
Okay,
wait.
You don't bring those down to
Uh,
DC's level.
You weren't on
Just-
the Justice
yeah.
League episode?
No, he wasn't. It was just you and me.
That was like the second
Really?
one that we ever
Was
did. No,
it?
I wasn't there for that one.
The only
Oh.
the only good ones are Shazam and the Suicide Squad.
Get to that
Those
next
are the only
week.
good.
Which we're doing
yeah.
next week.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah, Shazam is good.
Uh,
Shazam.
yeah, I
Yeah,
feel like-
Shazam's good.
I feel like the Nolan Batman movies were also like before everything was its own cinematic universe and like
Well,
Yeah.
they had their own
Right.
studios, like production
Like,
companies.
right
They
at
don't
the
count
start
as
of it.
DC movies.
But Scarecrow wasn't like Mysterio, so
shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
I mean, honestly, I feel like almost like Heath Ledger is like to blame for this genre,
Everything.
this genre spiraling into just like the Dark Knight was it's like the Jaws effect almost, where like Jaws was like the first blockbuster and it set a precedent where like every summer you have to have this huge movie that breaks all of the records. Because I think Suicide Squad was like that when it came out, it broke a shit ton of records of like box office
I
sales
think it
and
did.
like
Yeah.
despite being like not really like critically reviewed very well at all.
Mhm. Yeah.
But it's like
oh god. I watched this on YouTube so I could see comments.
you
and
watched
some of the
Suicide Squad on
comments-
YouTube.
I
Yeah.
think you can watch the movie like in a good setting and then go to YouTube and read the comments. Like you don't have to actively
Or no, did you rent
be
it from
watching the movie.
YouTube?
Just
I rented it from YouTube, yeah.
It's not like the Megan is
Oh,
Missing
yeah.
episode where you watched it at 240p
No.
and then you're like, why does this movie
No.
sound like shit?
No, I rented it because I didn't. Is it on any streaming service?
It's on
HBO
HBO.
Max.
HBO Max.
Oh yeah, HBO Max doesn't load at my house, so until it's past 12 a.m. So
Well, how are you gonna watch the new one?
Isaiah, do you live in a Saw movie?
seriously.
well, I've already seen the new one, but I'm gonna rewatch it past midnight.
Oh, okay.
And this one, well, I watched Suicide Squad today, like as I was like working, because I just don't give any shit about it. But the comments were pretty awesome because they were like, the only person that is gonna pay for this movie is somebody who actually likes it. So all of the comments were really good. They were like, "Oh, this movie still holds up even 5 years later." And I was just like, "Wow, wow." And the best comment I read was, "The score for this movie is better than any other."
Oh, dude, let me.
And
Okay, that was another thing.
I don't
made
think
me
they're
wanna
talking about the
shoot
score.
myself.
I think they're talking about the soundtrack.
The
I-
soundtrack,
the
that's what-
soundtrack,
yeah, soundtrack,
bro?
not score.
One of my notes was, "Oh, we're character building with songs. That's cool." Like every single fucking the first 5 songs of the movie.
Yeah.
That's how
Were-
many.
what it-
That's how many needle drops there were. There was 19.
19.
Oh shit! Yeah, the
In
first like
the whole movie, or
in the movie, the whole movie.
It's a lot.
Or
Yeah.
like they were just going song after song after song after song, and I was like, is there any original music in this fucking movie, or is it just all like very
Yeah.
generic? The lyrics are literally trying to describe what the character is. That's all it is.
Rick Ross wrote a song for it. You didn't hear that one?
It was because Guardians of the Galaxy had like just come out around the same time, so they were like, "Oh yeah, we gotta
Oh.
do that." We gotta
Wasn't
have
there?
the
There's a
soundtrack."
song that
That's-
was in Guardians, right?
Probably.
Maybe.
It sounded like the same
Yeah.
fucking
The-
soundtrack, but just reversed.
God,
That's
what's
what
that?
DC's doing. They're copying Marvel, but copying them so hard that it's cringy. It's like
Spirit
they're
in
just
the
trying
Sky.
to they're watching
What was
they're
that?
watching they're doing like how people watch stuff on like 2 times speed. That's what DC's doing when they make movies.
Yeah,
They're trying to
yeah.
copy Marvel, but on 2 times
Making
speed.
movies on 2 times speed.
Well,
Yeah.
What was
Yeah.
the song called?
I think Spirit in the
Spirit in
Sky.
the Sky.
I think that was in Guardians of the
Oh,
Galaxy
yeah,
and
maybe.
this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
And they both came out the same year, right?
No.
20
This is
No.
2014. Guardians
it?
was 2014. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guardians
so
they
2
just-
was
Holy shit.
2017. So yeah.
they were like writing the script and shit when that came out, and they're like,
Yeah.
When they were
Like-
watching Guardians,
No,
they were
that-
Yeah.
writing the script
like,
while watching Guardians.
Page 1, dark black. Fade in. Make sure this movie has a sick soundtrack like Guardians. Scene
No, but
one.
it's
cut
not
to,
even
cut
like-
to Star-Lord. I mean Joker.
Yeah.
Like full on. That's what it like. Guardians totally influenced it, because I remember the
Yeah.
initial teaser dropped for this, and it was like, it looked like a Snyder one, like colorless and like serious, and then everybody's like, "No, I don't like that." And they were like, "Well, Guardians was like a really popular superhero movie about like a ragtag group of people, blah blah blah." So like, then the next trailer came out, and it was like, "Oh, it's Guardians of the Galaxy!" Like instantly, you could like see
yeah.
the influence. But like, you have to write and shoot a movie along with editing it to make, like, if you want to make it, like, you have to do all of those steps like Guardians of the Galaxy. You can't write and shoot it like Batman versus Superman, and then with that footage edit it like you're doing Guardians of the Galaxy, because those
Well,
are
yeah.
two different movies.
Isn't that? I think I watched like a video essay not too long ago about like why this movie is like not good, and isn't that's part of it is like, I think, was Zack Snyder originally supposed to direct it, and then
I think so.
I thought
I
there
mean,
was
he's
like
a producer, but
yeah, I thought there was like they had a director and then he produced stuff and they didn't
I'll
like
double-check,
it.
but I don't think so.
Okay, I just
Well-
I thought because I know it went through a bunch of reshoots. Maybe that's what I'm trying to get at.
Al-
Is like they shot the
also-
movie and then it seemed like too dark and they wanted it to be funny like Guardians of the Galaxy, so they reshot a bunch of stuff and then they just kind of took those two things and tried to mash their weens together, and it just like it just didn't work. That's why it feels like you almost watched two different movies, like just
Well,
Yeah.
smashed
also-
At
together.
the same time.
Yeah,
Like
The-
where
Yeah,
you
at the
like
same
layer
time.
like where you layer
Yeah.
like four
It's like
audio
lasagna.
tracks over one another, and like you don't, and like once you get to like so many audio tracks, you don't hear any individual thing. It's just
Yeah, it's white
It's
noise.
the lasagna of movie editing. They just layered different materials together.
Well, the
Except-
editing, the people who edited this were like an editing company that specifically does trailers. So that's why the whole first half seems like a fucking trailer, is because
That-
it was edited by people that do that.
That's
And no.
okay. That makes sense.
It was Ayer from the beginning. So
Was it?
director
Okay.
is the same. Yeah.
Oh, so he just sucks then.
Well, I mean, there definitely was like he says that like they changed a lot of like what.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was definitely reshoots, and I will say, he has some bad movies, but he has a couple pretty strong movies. So like, it's not like he's total shit. Like he did End of Watch, which I know Dagan likes. I like that movie a lot. And he did Fury, which is another good movie.
Oh.
And then he wrote the original Fast and Furious
Yeah.
and
What the
Training
fuck?
Day. He did Training Day too.
What? So the dude who directed this movie also like wrote or directed those movies as well.
He
wrote
wrote
them.
Fast and Furious and Training Day, and he directed and wrote End of Watch and Fury.
What the fuck
shit.
happened?
And then immediately after
It's-
Suicide Squad, he did Bright. If you guys remember that movie.
Oh, that's
Oh.
the Max Landis movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will Smith
Will
with
Smith.
like a lot of killer cracks.
Yeah,
instead of
yeah.
just one.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Killer
Oh.
cracks.
What
Okay,
a hard
well,
fall.
Killer
He must have
Craig.
started doing drugs or something.
I'll take back what I said about David Ayer, because like it sounds like the classic case then of like the studio being like, no, you have to change this. No, we want one of these now. You have to reshoot this, reshoot
Yeah.
that, reshoot this.
I think that's at least partly to blame.
Yeah.
I just thought of this. It's like the first 30 minutes is all introductions, and then Will Smith goes, it's rewind time," and then they do it for 20 more minutes.
What is that from?
It's from YouTube Rewind. It was like the big meat. He's like, "It's rewind time."
Yeah.
Fortnite
Yeah, I do.
and
my
Marquez Brownlee.
my favorite like depiction of that implementation of that is the
Jeez, you
fire
sound like
guy.
me.
Yeah. Is
Hello.
the fire guy, because he would be like, they show in like a
El
flashback
Diablo.
that he could like blow dudes. He like kill
Blow
people.
dudes.
He could blow
He could
dudes.
blow dudes. He was,
Oh.
when he was in prison, there was all those dudes around him, and he
And
was
he
showing
just blew
the
them
fla-
all.
Yeah, he just
Yeah.
could. He just blew them all.
You forgot to say away again.
Huh?
You forgot to say away again.
But then like when they to show his remember what this guy can do, because you've never fucking heard of him because nobody likes DC. Is like he's like telling a story, and then he like goes like this, and it just spells out the word bye, and it's
Yeah.
like, okay, just remember this is the fire one. Yeah.
he did it
No.
like
Yeah.
the more you know.
Yeah.
The thing with
Yeah,
that too is like
I have
the
a
line
note-
was like he was like, I'm done with that. I'm never putting my fists up again. I'd rather live in peace. I don't want to use that power. And then he uses that power to spell bye in flames.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I
then,
mean,
but then there's like a
I think he
scene
meant
later
just
where
in-
Will Smith basically, he's
Just
like,
fucking big brothers him, dude. He's like, I'm not touching you. I'm not, and that's all it takes to set him
Bill
off.
Jackson.
That's
he
all it is.
compromises on his values almost immediately.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
wrote that
dude.
down
Yeah.
too.
Like,
That,
that's
he
all it
stays out
took.
of like one fight. He withholds for one fight, and then the
I think
next
it's two.
time. Okay.
And
maybe.
then the last
But
fight,
still.
he goes, "Let me show you who I really am." And then it's like it's when Jamie Foxx's orange Electro is like walking at him, and he's like, let me show you who I really am." And then he blows this like tiny little amount of fire, and the dude like chucks him across the room, and then like, and then he's like, "No, I'm
That's
really mad." And it's like, okay,
that's the Mountain Dew Agent Orange version of Electro. Or no, it's
yeah,
Code Red. No,
red,
Agent
There
Orange
was
is
a-
like mustard gas or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
There was the El
It's-
Diablo thing where he gets jumped. That's like a reason that Wallace, or what's her name, Waller, like
Waller.
gets her into, or gets El Diablo into the Suicide Squad, is because she's like, oh, he got jumped, and then he incinerated everybody that was attacking him. But in like the video, he just walks into a bunch of people prison fighting and like kills them all. He's not getting attacked at all. He just like walks into the middle of it and is like.
Yeah, she said the video was. She said it was like amazing or incredible. Like she complimented it. She was like, "It's so amazing. It's like that. This is incredible." Like she was like.
Oh yeah, and
like,
then he has a
amazed by it.
fucking flame crown on his head after it, and he's like, "What's up now, bitches?"
Oh yeah, that was another thing. Is like at first I was like with the guard that was very blatantly like racist or whatever. Oh, I guess not racist, but like stereotypical.
Yeah.
I thought that was just like character building for that guard. But then there's a lot of other dialogue between different characters, like people talking to Will Smith or people talking to El Diablo. That it's just like a very generic, stereotypical. Like every time Will Smith talks to him, it's like, "Hey, what's up, homie?" Essay, but it's not done smoothly. It's like very blatantly like.
Yeah.
I just felt like it was very stereotypical. Oh, like just there was a few lines in there. I was like, you didn't have to like. It's not. They're like, oh, this is how they connect. They're both from the
Well,
streets.
Yeah.
It's because they spent the first 25 minutes making music videos for each character instead of like
Yeah.
doing anything to flesh them out or help you understand them at all.
Well, and Will Smith's like his acting is I don't know his acting in the last like however like handful of movies it's just like straight paycheck is basically what the Rock is
Yeah,
doing.
yeah.
It's like,
Totally what I got.
I don't know what you
yeah.
mean by
And,
that.
it-
I mean, I
meaning-
got emotional when Harley Quinn when he thought Harley Quinn was dead and he almost cried. I almost cried.
yeah.
No. shut
He-
the fuck up. Well, he
he's-
knew that he missed. He didn't think she was dead.
Yeah.
Well, the helicopter got shot down. You
Helicopter.
fucktard.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah,
But
you
don't
didn't
think
watch
it
the movie?
showed a close up of him after that. So shut
But-
up.
Hang on.
It
Speaking of
really
that,
felt like he just like walked in and was like, I'm only doing this once, so everybody better be on. And like
He only
that's
needs
what came
once,
out.
dude. It's Will fucking Smith. Are you kidding me? He only needs
Yeah.
one take.
Yeah.
Waller sends. She's like, Deadshot, I'll give you your freedom and your daughter if you can kill Harley Quinn right now. And then he like intentionally misses or whatever. And then right after, she's like, send the chopper after him. It's like, if you have a fucking helicopter, why would you let this guy kill her to get his freedom when you have a fucking helicopter? It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
I fucking hate this movie.
Actually, it kind of fits with the MO because at the end of the movie, she's like, "Oh no, you're getting BET in your cell. You didn't get any time off." Like her whole thing is like, she's like
Manipulating
leading them on with she's leading them on with a carrot, and then
Yeah.
she goes to give them the
Don't try to
carrot, and
defend
it's
this
actually
movie.
a potato. No, I'm
What-
not defending the movie. I'm just attacking your stupidity.
It's
Honestly, when Killer Croc says that, I honestly thought he said BLT. What if he was just eating a BLT?
That would be better. That would make so
Yeah,
That
much
would
more
make
sense.
it better, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be so much better.
Would have been a
It's
good
like
joke.
The one of the like fail safes again, like how they had the Enchantress's heart, and that immediately failed and did not work at all. Like
That's just
The-
kind
the
of like
fact-
DC's whole like IP.
like she went into the secret files and like flipped a page and then she found her brother. Like Waller already knew about her brother being a thing and didn't think to like maybe guard that a little bit better and think about that.
No. It's
Like,
just,
what the
like,
fuck was
on
that?
the bed? What the
in the
fuck?
way
Like,
in the way
yeah.
that she goes to like kill the heart, she just takes a pencil to fucking
Yeah,
stab
just
it.
fucking
Why don't
stabbing
you
it,
just
like,
fucking crush it? Rick Flag just fucking went like that.
I mean,
and it was
yeah.
gone.
Ric Flair.
It's got this
Ric
like
Flair just
super.
fucking-
Yeah.
Ric Flair.
It's got this like black box airplane like quadruple security system on it, and it's like, how about instead of like having a thumbprint thing, like all this biometric shit to get you into it, so this little like, I'm assuming bulletproof glass slides out of the way so you can stab it with a pencil. Why not just like have a mechanical pencil so you just have to push a button and it just like starts stabbing it? Why
Or,
even
like,
like open it?
I thought that whole contraption was like a not a bomb, but like it'll implode within itself. So like you can stand within a safe distance and it'll crush itself. I thought that whole contraption was meant to self-destruct. I didn't know it was all for just like the fingerprint lock. That was the only reason to carry it around to look cool.
Maybe
My-
it does do that, but like, it just seems dumb. Like, I mean, this is just like one of those like horror movie like, don't go in that room, he's in that room type thing.
Don't go in there.
I don't know why he was Southern, but like
beat.
it's that kind of thing. Like, why even have a thing that makes it like exposes it to being like
Yeah,
taken?
that's so.
It's
that
not a
was another.
this movie thing, but it's just a movie thing, I guess. But
I'm
dumb.
going on a train here with the fingerprint at
You want
the.
to run a train?
Yeah, I want to run a train on those fingerprints. So towards the end of it, when like Waller gets captured and they bring her in to use her fingerprint to open the box up, it's like, for one, why did you keep her alive? Why didn't you just cut off her hand to use her fingerprint? But then you find out. But then you find out why they kept her alive is because Enchantress had to ask her a very important question. Enchantress was like, "Now tell me how to destroy your world," and it's like, you're building the thing that's gonna do it, aren't you? Like, why do you need to know? You kept her alive for that one question, and then she just said like, screw off, or like, I'm not going to, bitch. And then Enchantress just continued to do what she was doing. Literally no reason to keep Waller alive. Just cut off her hand and use her fingerprint.
Yeah, she doesn't kill Waller, and then Waller just after the fight comes out and is like, "Hey, I can still kill you guys. Like, why the fuck wasn't she dead?" This.
Doesn't even
what
Will
about
Smith's character say that? He's like, "How are you not dead?"
Yeah,
It's like,
Yeah,
don't try and get self-aware on me
explanation.
now.
No, I actually wrote that down as like there was two genuine laughs I got, and I guess they were both Deadshot. And it was that I thought that, because I thought yes, I don't think Will Smith was great. I thought he was serviceable, but I get that line got a chuckle out of me. The way that his delivery of like, "How are you not dead?" Like, it's just, she comes out right after they kill him. The other one is when they're like, they bring him to the gun range and they're like, "Let's see what you can do." And then the one like officer dude's like, he's like, "This is a bad idea. This is a bad idea." And there's like some build up, and like the instant Will Smith gets a gun, he points it at that guy and he's like, "Shit." That was the other part.
The only time I laughed is when Rick Flag goes, "This is the face of God," and then her face comes up on the screen, and it's just so fucking
Just
stupid.
like a
It's Isaiah
2011
quality internet,
iPad. Just like,
Yeah.
It's like a Discord entering sound. It's just like boom boom, and then she shows up on the screen.
Rick Flag probably has
Actually-
the most like unintentional laughs from me, where when they're on the helicopter, he go, I think Will Smith asked him like, "Well, what are you doing here? Like, you know, what has she got on you?" And he goes, "I'm a soldier."
Yeah. In the same scene when he's like calling out Will Smith, he's like, "You're gonna cut and run." Like, he has such a bad, like, I love that dude in Altered Carbon.
you sound like
Yeah,
Bob
I despise
Dylan.
not being killed by her.
He's gonna cut and
The sword
run.
traps the souls of its
Sword.
victims.
She's got
And
my
he says that again
back.
at the end. He says that at the end too. He's like, "The person who killed her husband used that sword, and the soul of her husband is trapped in the sword."
Deadshot, I'm here to tell
Which
you
is-
that the times they are a changing.
It's weird too, because in this he sucks, but in the next movie he's actually like pretty good. In the Suicide Squad.
I'm
It's
really
just
trying
bad
to like
writing.
not,
It's bad writing.
I'm really trying to like not compare it to that. But yeah, it's so funny how like his character's a fucking joke in this. There's a couple other characters that they bring into the new one. And all of them are like, wow, I didn't care at all about these characters, but now I do.
Yeah.
Weird. Okay.
Like,
That was like with Altered Carbon. I loved him in Altered Carbon, but then I realized it was like maybe because he had no emotion. Like his whole character in Altered Carbon was he's just a straight face, like not much emotion. It would be like that subtle tough guy emotion once in a while where it'd be like, oh.
No, he's better.
He's an
He's
asshole
better
with a
than
heart of
that, though.
gold.
He's decent now though.
Yeah.
But yeah, in this, I was like, oh, he's trying to show emotion, and he looks like a terrible actor. But then it's just bad writing. They probably like in the script, he probably like literally just typed extra like R's and D's in the word sword, so we knew to like draw it out.
Soul.
sword traps the souls of its victims. Yeah.
He's just like in the auditions, like he traps the soul and the sword of his victims. Could we just draw out sword a little bit
It's
more?
He's like, are you sure
No,
about
that's
that?
like-
And then
That's a
Just
whitest
goes in
kids
for-
you. That's like a
I was
whitest kids
just
you
gonna say
know
that.
skit where they're like, can you do that again, but more happy and with your mouth open? And then he's like, ah. Like,
Yeah,
okay, that was good, but do it more happy and mouth way open. And by the end of it, he's just like,
That's pretty
like
much what they.
I watched that very recently, and I was like,
Oh,
"This
really?
is one of the best." And then it like cuts to them in the
Yeah.
theater, and they're like hiding in shame, and the director it cuts to the director, and he's like crying,
yeah.
and they're just completely unintelligible. So good.
So this is something like a lot of people say that like the bar scene is like the best scene in the movie. It's the thing that like makes the movie worth watching.
What?
For some people is the bar scene because it's like emotional and it's actually good character building. I fucking disagree. It sucks.
It's the worst scene.
I mean,
And-
I was gonna say I don't think it makes the movie worth watching, but it's probably the best scene in the movie. Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
what,
that's not saying
no.
much.
You know what the best scene in the movie is how Superman is fucking dead.
Damn it.
Oh.
That was my joke.
And
Nice, dude.
I
oh
was
my
gonna use that joke.
Well,
That was
no,
the
but
only
in
thing
the
I liked about the movie, and it was right at the beginning. And I was like,
Superman's dead.
wait a minute.
Me
Wait a
too.
This is
minute.
the climax.
Don't-
They're having the climax in the first
Travis
few
just
minutes of the
shuts it
movie?
off after that. He's like, it's all
Yeah.
downhill from here.
No, it's
Yeah.
all up. I mean, it's all uphill.
Yeah.
Superman fucking
Oh,
sucks.
okay.
Yeah.
Superman
But
is
no,
trash.
In the bar scene, El Diablo like explains how he killed his wife and kids and shit. But like in the flashback, he's holding his wife and she looks perfectly fine.
But
I'm
then
like,
she
shouldn't she be
disappears.
a fucking like scarred,
Well-
just like burned to a crisp?
See, this
corpse?
is-
Then she
I-
turned to
that would be
ash
way
instead.
better.
See, this
Yeah,
is like
that would be way better.
See, this is
Yeah.
like I feel like DC can't commit to one thing or the other, where it's like they wanna make a movie that's like dark and edgy, but is kind of funny. So they wanna make Deadpool, but they need to break box office records, and having an R-rated movie is not going to break box office records. So it's like if you had, maybe if you had like I don't know how you guys feel about Deadpool. I saw like the first two, or the only two, I guess, for like the first time not too long ago, and I laughed my ass off. I thought they were very funny. I
Oh,
really
right.
They're
enjoyed.
pretty good. I
I
like 'em.
really enjoyed the
I haven't
Deadpool
seen
movie.
it.
Edgelord.
It
No.
tickled my lizard brain where there was just people
Eh.
exploding and dumb violence and like shit
Lizard
like
Brain
that.
was active
I
whole
remember
movie.
I saw it the first time I saw it. I liked it. I thought it was like pretty decent. I laughed a bit. And then I saw it again when it was in theaters. And like something happened where I was like, not only do I hate Deadpool, but I hate Ryan Reynolds. Like I
Oh.
can't
Ooh.
fucking stand Ryan Reynolds anymore.
I don't.
I like
yeah.
Detective Pikachu, but it's because
I don't-
Pokemon, baby.
I don't
He-
really like hate him, but it wasn't because of that movie. But I definitely don't like him, and
That's
that's-
weird. I kind of stand Ryan Reynolds, honestly.
he's
I like
kind
him
of.
a lot.
I mean, he's perfect for the role, but like,
He's one of those
Yeah, he
actors who
really-
does the
yeah.
same thing regardless of what. He's kind of like a Joel
That's-
McHale,
yeah,
Yeah.
or
Even like in real life. It's like
yeah.
his whole social media
Yeah,
is like he's like, I'm Deadpool, guys, remember?
yeah,
and it's
just
just,
like very like that snarky
you know.
cleverness or whatever.
Yeah.
that's
It's
Ever
kind of like
since-
Joel
but-
McHale, kind of.
I was just gonna say,
I
like,
said- I
that's what
already
it is
said
about
that.
Joel
Jeff
McHale.
Winger.
I think.
Oh, did you?
I did say that.
No, I
said-
was just gonna say. Oh, you did.
I said
I
it
think
before.
you
Both
cut
of you.
out.
I don't know. I'm
If,
saying.
Oh,
if
shit.
that's what you just said, I think you cut out for it.
Either way, I'm
Yeah, I
editing
didn't
that
think.
way, so I did. So I don't care.
Okay. Wow. Yeah,
just
Nick,
gonna
I
hear
think you're right. I think it
Oh.
was like Joel McHale.
A really
Yeah,
Put that one
bad
back there,
dub.
too.
Or
You're just gonna hear Nick's voice like obviously cut in like.
oh my
Joel
god,
McHale.
yeah, it just sounds
Yeah.
yeah. Or
And
God,
then
what's
he's gonna edit all of our like take like little words from the entire podcast. So like
Reform
afterwards,
sentences.
it's just like it's like a ransom note, but it's like Nick, we
Yeah.
yeah,
you.
yeah. Subliminal messages. Or I was
best
gonna
friend.
say almost like H. John Benjamin, who like the voice of Archer is the same voice
Yeah.
as Bob Belcher, as like that's just what he does.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
I think that's kind of to get back to like what I was originally saying though, is like one, Deadpool's good. Two, I think that's
Fine.
what this movie needed they needed that R rating so they could have actually like made the jokes or like the violence that would have been like
Well,
interesting or funny, but instead you just get like faceless aliens in the like I
Yeah.
think let me
Putty
what did
Patrol.
I just
With
wrote
$3,000 watches, don't forget that, because somehow us
Bland.
watch stayed on and nothing else did. That makes sense.
bland, boring action sequences. I checked out
Yeah.
so hard when it's just like, okay, they're doing like kung fu choreography and just like blowing up these alien guys that I don't even know what these
Yeah.
alien guys are. I don't.
Or
Is there an
Will
alien
Smith Putty
invasion now?
Patrol.
Like,
Why you
Head-
watching Power Rangers?
Headshot montage.
I just-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That
the,
was-
the way that he was shooting.
I actually
didn't even,
like that. I actually like
Well,
that.
he was
that
just
part
like-
when like Deadshot's like boom, boom, boom.
Where
like,
the
that's
bullets
kinda
coming from?
Cool, but
Yeah.
Where the
where does the
bullets
air
coming
come from?
I don't. I don't think it
That's a good
highlighted.
question.
Everyone was shooting guns like during those scenes. So like, I feel like he's okay. He should have had like some cool. There's like one shot where Deadshot like ricocheted a thing off of another thing and like used because like there's that scene where he's talking
Yeah.
with his daughter about like geometry and like, oh, you got to get your angles right.
Mhm.
And she's like, haha.
Yeah.
So if you kill a man from this, you got to shoot him from this. But it's like I feel like every time Deadshot like had guns, he was just like brrr, brrr, and he was just like
Yeah.
shooting stuff, and it's like, well, I don't know if he's accurate or not because everyone's just spraying down these alien guys. Like, wow, his superpower is that he can shoot a gun better than everyone else. He never misses a shot, but also if he's like unloading a magazine, like who gives a shit?
To be fair, that's the same power that two of the Avengers have. Hawkeye
Just
and Black
very good
Widow.
accuracy.
That's their yeah. So,
Kind of back to that bar scene, I guess. The way there's that emotional scene with El Diablo, that's cool. But then that was one part I also didn't understand. Yeah, he was like holding her in his arms, but then she did disappear. Like she was there and then she wasn't. Like, was that a thing in his head? Was she already
I
dead?
don't
Was
know.
that just a? But then the way that Harley Quinn, like people say that fucking
That La
Margot
La
Robbie,
Land.
Margot Robbie just fucking kind of held this movie together. That some of the worst lines I cringed at were hers. Like the
Oh
Me
yeah.
too.
when she was like,
Yeah.
"You
Not-
gotta
not
own
good.
that shit. You own it. Did you kill them?" And then like it got really weird. It took away the emotion. And then later on in that scene, when she has that thing where like everybody's ugly on the inside, in the outside, and then Killer Croc's like, "Not me, baby." And then they
Oh.
have a weird like back and forth, and it's like, "Yeah, you are kind of cute or something." And I was like, I
Yeah.
don't know what's going on anymore.
No,
What the
I think
fuck is this
I saw
dialogue? Like,
I saw like a Letterboxd review that said that like Harley Quinn speaks in Hot Topic T-shirts. Like that, all of her lines are just like normal's just a setting on a washing machine.
I would say I would kind of agree with what you said or whatever you said about Harley Quinn holding the movie together. It's a little bit like Deadpool, where I think she's perfect for the role and she does it really like well. It's just
Yeah.
written very, very
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
Like it's
She
not her
holds,
yeah,
fault.
she
they
holds
made-
the movie
Right.
together because you can look at her ass and her butt like the whole
She's-
movie.
What
No,
ass
her
and
ass
her
and her
butt?
That's her whole
I'm
character.
sorry. I'm sorry. What ass?
her
Yeah.
ass and her butt,
Whoa.
both
Yeah.
of them. It's a fucking double whammy, dude. The ass and the butt, dude.
Two
You
cheeks
don't get that in
Oh,
every
for the
Marvel
price of
movie.
one.
The price.
I
Uh,
know. I felt like that was her whole character. Is that she's like she
Yeah,
says
that's part of
stupid
it.
shit and then she's hot and it's just
The whole movie, I was
She
like, I
doesn't,
could be
like-
watching Wolf of Wall Street right now.
yeah.
That's kind of her like whole thing is she's like that was the whole thing, like half of her. It's a dumb gimmick, but it's kind of the same gimmick that like Poison Ivy has, where
This is her the whole movie.
she uses her sex appeal, but it is I don't know, like just her cringy lines and her whole like shit, what was there, I don't know. She had this one line that
Get a
she
lot
just
of lines.
she did have a lot of lines. That was the other thing is she had like it was like every time that
The
you would
mouth
think
was
like
open.
yeah, and very happy.
Yeah.
She had a lot of lines where it was like, oh, we haven't heard from her in a while, like 5 seconds. Like you would almost feel like the scene was starting to like pick up or something, or like kind of hit a stride, and then she would come in and be like, remember me, darling, or some, like
Dr.
Jim
J.
Carrey's The Mask or something.
She also suffers from like the worst of all, and like this is saying something again, but like the way that they like explain her character is like everybody just says she's crazy and hot.
Seriously.
Like
Yeah.
like all the fucking prison guards, like every
the
fucking
prison
time
guards.
they see her, they're either like heads up
Sexually harassing her.
crazy,
Yeah.
like
Hey,
yeah.
show me that ass and that butt, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like the like flashback or whatever with Joker is him like she's like dancing at like the strip club, and then he calls her over to like pawn her off to have sex with Common, and then he's like, no, I don't want to fuck with your girl, Jay. And then like Joker just the editing when he shoots him there,
Yeah, it's
It's
so
awful.
bad.
That's
what
awful.
happens there?
Is this
It's
the
like,
first
oh.
time we've mentioned Joker tonight?
Yeah. See,
Yeah,
okay.
I was just
I
thinking
was
about
gonna
that
leave
because
that
I feel
for
like
the end because
we were
that's the
building
whole
up to that. I
thing.
feel like.
I was
Yeah.
hoping when I just kind of was talking about Harley Quinn, and I kind of like paused for a little bit because I was thinking and really processing, like I wanted to bring up Joker, and then I was like, no, abort. How do I get out of this? Because I didn't
Save
I'm-
that.
the seal. I wanted to see if we could go the whole way and be like, oh yeah, and also
We
he
made
sucks.
it. I mean,
Let's
we're
go
at like
through.
an hour and 27. We made like
Yeah.
45 minutes without talking about the Joker.
Okay.
Which,
Yeah.
So are we
I,
about to get in the Joker corner, or is
probably
this,
because we probably got so far without mentioning him because he's completely irrelevant to the entire movie and like doesn't need to be
Yeah.
there. So you can talk
Well-
about the plot, the characters,
Well,
and everything.
well,
and
this
don't have to
it-
bring
Well,
her
is
They
this
before-
the,
force
is the
him in
HBO
somewhere.
Max? Is the HBO Max version the uncut one? Because I feel like in the theatrical one, wasn't Joker not in it very much at all?
No, that's another
Mm-mm.
change they made. Is originally he wasn't going to be in it at all. Everything
Oh.
with him is shoehorned in.
It's
Shit.
almost like the one movie that they did where like they like shot Tig Notaro on green screen and then just like put her
Oh,
into
yeah.
the background of shit.
Oh,
Army
because
of
of
the
Crystal
Yeah, it's
Leah's
Crystalia.
shit? Yeah. That was
Before we get into Joker, I do want to read off all my notes because I think they're ridiculous, but
Oh,
I'll
great.
wait until we get into that.
there was
I-
a thing that I listened to because there was like a little clip I saw in like Crystal Leah's podcast that he was talking about. He actually like addressed that and shit, and he said that who directed Army of
Zack
that movie.
Snyder.
Zack Snyder, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he said like Zack Snyder had to spend millions of dollars to like cut him out of that movie,
mhm.
and I couldn't tell if he was like felt bad about it or if he was like bragging about it. It was like because they had
I would
completed
hope
that
he's
whole.
not bragging about it.
Yeah, that was my thing too. They had completed that whole fucking movie. Like they were done. They were about to release it, and then
It
that
is-
shit happened. And
It is kind of funny
Yeah,
that Zack Snyder had to probably just like try to shoot that shit with Tig Notaro in his backyard like he did with other scenes
Yeah.
and like
Or does that like immediately like that is like kind of like a similar, I mean, to a lesser scale, but kind of like Justice League, like having to like do reshoots and all that stuff. He's like, God damn it, like I can't
yeah,
get
he's
a
like,
break.
what the fuck is this shit? Yeah,
He's like,
'Cause
why
that's
does
the
this
thing,
keep
it's like,
happening to
it's-
me?
it's hilarious that like Crystalia, who's not been in movies as like
Yeah,
at all pretty much, and Zack Snyder, who's like kind of in the spotlight for directing right now, that's who he has to deal with. It's a fucking comedian actor. I think it's really
Yeah,
funny.
and then when he does reshoots for Justice League, he puts the Joker in it and
yeah.
just makes that whole like
I think that's
Ah,
what I
that's
was.
in
I think
your
that's what I'm
sentence?
referring to when I say that I think he literally shot those shots with Jared Leto in his backyard.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like-
yeah.
Also, can we talk about the fact that like Common being Common isn't enough? Like they had to put face tattoos and piercings on him. Like, fuck, I didn't understand. Like, there's no
Uh,
need to make him look tougher.
I think Billy Zane is the white common.
I can see that.
You know what doesn't make any sense at all is how they kill the one, her brother or whatever. They kill him with a bomb. With like
Oh, yeah.
not even that big of a bomb. Why don't they just fucking drop a bomb right in that spot? Why do they have to send Will Smith with a gun in a crock with scales to fucking
who don't do it. Killer Croc doesn't
They wouldn't
do
wanna-
shit in this entire movie.
No, yeah,
That
like I
would be
said
property
before, he has
damage.
shingles.
For the same
He's-
reason,
he's
they had to
pointless.
send the whole squad just to escort Waller to the roof. Like, tell me why Waller couldn't just walk to the roof by herself and get picked up by a helicopter.
That's what I'm
Some of
fucking
this stuff-
saying.
Some of this stuff may like you can justify more because like it would make sense that she would be like, no, everybody has to protect me. Like that one I can forgive because she's controlling, she's selfish, she's not like a great person. So yeah, she would be like, no, everybody has to protect me because I have to get out here safely. Or out
But
of
she could have been out there a lot quicker if she just would have called one in.
Yeah.
Also,
I mean-
are we going to acknowledge the fact that Jared Leto's Joker is literally just Heath Ledger's Joker?
There's a few things in there, like the
No.
strip
He
club
did the
scene-
vocal affectation, the honey. or-
Yeah,
I guess that's what I
There's-
mean. It's just
Sort
like
of.
there's a few
That's-
lines he mixes Jim Carrey. He sounds like Jim
Yeah.
Carrey in a few lines mixed with Heath Ledger. Like
He's-
that, I feel like he took the inspiration from both of them. Because
Yeah,
especially in the
like-
strip club scene, there's a few lines when I'm like, that just sounds like fucking Jim Carrey, straight up.
Like
What are you talking
Heath Ledger is like Gucci, and Jared Leto is like great value. Like
Yeah.
they're trying to copy something, but they can't even get fucking close.
yeah, but like that was like the whole. I feel like it was even part of like the whole marketing of this movie. It was like Jared Leto went method, and he basically almost did like sex crimes to his fellow cast members because he's so edgy and insane. This is a Joker like you've never seen before, and it's just like he's got like Heath Ledger's affectation in his voice, and then that's it. He's like, it's such a neutered and like sanitized Joker. I think it's just like it's pointless.
This is why I just kind of like mentioned him in passing because I didn't want to do what you guys were saying. Because everybody, I was gonna mention this when somebody mentioned like Heath Ledger like setting the standard for like superhero movies. I like, yeah, he also kind of set the standard for joke, like ever since his thing. Not that there's been that many since him, but like every time there's a new Joker, it's like such a highly publicized thing. It's like, ooh, we have to focus so much on the
Yeah.
Joker character, blah, blah, blah. It's
It's
like,
the comic book.
just let it
James
be
Bond.
a character. Yeah, kind of. Yeah. So I was trying to just be like, no, I don't care.
Yeah.
But I mean, that said, it's fucking terrible. Yeah.
Well, because
Joaquin Phoenix was a better Joker than that.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Joaquin
fuck
Phoenix was
yeah.
Very true.
'Cause it's a-
100%.
'cause it's
that was a
Joaquin Phoenix.
standalone movie.
Yeah.
That was a standalone movie. That wasn't a Joker movie. That wasn't a DC movie.
It
That was
literally
Joaquin
called
Phoenix.
Jokey.
Jokey.
Joker, I mean,
I'm
Jokey.
talking metaphorically. I'm talking metaphorically.
it was because he said Joaquin, and I said, yeah. He said Joaquin right when I said Jokey.
Joaquin Jokey.
That's I
But-
like.
Walker.
Isn't
Yeah.
the new the Robert
You're right.
Robert Patterson? Isn't that villain? It's not Joker's not in that, is he?
No, it's
It's the Riddler, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, they're gonna be
Oh,
doing it
fucking
right.
Paul
That's
Dano.
So pumped for that.
that's gonna be a good movie because people aren't gonna be focusing on what's the Joker gonna be like. The only thing they have. The only thing
mean-
they have to compare him to is Jim Carrey
Jim
as the
fucking
Riddler.
Carrey. Yeah.
Yeah, like good luck filling those fucking shoes.
If
Yeah,
you
it
said
is
sorry,
Paul
I
Dano,
kind of
but-
zoned out for a second. You said Paul Dano is going to be the Riddler.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh
sir.
shit, yeah, that's going to be amazing.
Yeah,
And Frank Gorshin from the '60s one.
Oh,
He's a good,
it's
he's a
wait.
good Riddler.
oh
Okay.
shit, yeah.
I mean, I'm kidding. I don't think.
I think
people
you're the only person in the world besides Frank Gorshin who knows Frank Gorshin.
I mean, yeah. I don't think. When
I bet
Joaquin
you-
Phoenix was cast, they were like, "But is he going to be better than Caesar Romero?"
I bet you Frank Gorshin's mom knows who he is.
better than Caesar Romero.
You three.
Yo, Caesar Romero is just the fucking standard for the Joker. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
I mean, he's a good Joker for
He's a good
That's
Joker. He's the third best Joker. Well,
yeah.
I mean, if you're
Yeah.
talking like including the anime,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think Mark Hamill's better.
yeah.
Oh,
well,
Pretty
shit.
much everyone did a pretty good job except for Jared Leto. Even
Yeah.
Zach
So welcome-
Galifianakis was good.
Welcome to my
Tommy
Deegs
Wiseau's
is
better.
looking up the cast
Yeah.
list for a movie corner.
What did
this
you
is
say?
my new
Welcome
segment.
to my Adidas.
my Deegs' corner of looking up the cast members to a movie.
This
Because
is
I
perfect.
did this last time.
This is amazing that this is going to be the Suicide Squad episode, because I feel like this whole conversation is just as like disjointed and out of sync as the
Yeah.
movie was.
Yeah.
That it's
That's
just
a
like
good point.
Well, I think that like this one out of all of them that we've watched, I feel like I had nothing to say and not
there's no
like,
substance at
like,
all in this
there's
movie.
just nothing to go
No.
off of besides
Yeah, these
Besides
are my
talking
notes.
about how shitty it is.
It's like we got delivered a plate of already picked over chicken wings, and we're just like dipping it in blue cheese and sucking it off and trying to find any morsel of flavor.
at 4 years later.
All my notes are just like tidbits. There's not even substance to my notes because it's just like I have like it's 45 minutes before they leave the prison. Enchantress has to kiss every person she zombifies. Weird crotch shot as Harley gets kicked. Like it's just things that happen in the movie because like
Here,
that's all there
yeah.
is.
See,
Hang
if they
on.
went for that R rating,
do mine.
Enchantress could have sucked them off to turn them into Sonic.
Yeah, she could have done an El Diablo. and
Blew them all.
the guys.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
So I have Enchantress, or not Enchantress but the chick.
Cara
She breaks
Delevingne.
an artifact as an archaeologist. She breaks
Yeah.
it, and that's how she becomes the Enchantress.
Yeah.
She opened it. She
Oh
didn't
yeah,
break it.
and then El Diablo at the end fight, he goes, "I lost one family. I'm not gonna lose another." And he's known him for one day. Another one is the other guys stand out and do nothing while El Diablo does all the work. They're literally standing on the side as El Diablo, like at least try to help. Where the fuck is
Ooh.
Batman and Flash? They're in the movie, but they don't show up at the end.
Those were
Oh,
this
flashbacks.
isn't that
why-
big of a deal.
Why is the Enchantress fighting with a fucking sword at the end of the movie when she can fucking build a machine with her
I wrote
fucking
that
mind?
After fighting
does-
for a couple minutes, she
Yeah.
then just goes like waves her arm and all of their weapons are gone.
Yeah,
Why wouldn't she
exactly.
do that from the beginning?
Because we
how
have
does
to fill the
insane
2-hour time limit with just bland action sequences that are completely inconsequential.
Yeah.
How
about
does how does the insane one, Harley Quinn,
Oh, yeah.
get the drop on Enchantress and finish her off? That doesn't make any sense.
Well,
Harley Quinn.
And
she has to be the
Harley
one.
Quinn.
None of this would have fucking happened if she didn't use a fucking pencil to kill the heart. It's I fucking
What about
hate-
how
I
pply
hate
like
this fucking
they
movie.
they brought
So
in
dramatic.
fucking Enchantress as in the Suicide Squad, and then she's immediately like defected. She wasn't part of the Suicide Squad, so they were like, oh wait. It seemed like they were writing this movie as they were filming it. So they were like writing it like, yeah, Enchantress would be cool, but then they're like, oh wait, she should be the bad guy. But then we need somebody to replace her in Suicide Squad. So then they brought in that dude who, how they describe him? He can climb anything.
He can
I-
climb
and then-
anything.
This is
He
who
can
I've
climb
been
and he
wanting to
dies
get to.
immediately.
Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
did.
For the Joker, I wanted to get to Slipknot so bad.
They're like, yeah. It seemed like they were writing as they were going. It's like, okay, we have to replace her. So then we'll bring in this guy. He can climb anything. And then they're like, oh wait, we have to show them that the neck bombs work. Who can we kill?
Exactly.
Oh, the guy we just fucking brought in.
It's
Let's kill the
it's the
only like
thing-
non-white indigenous character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pop a
It's
cap in
the-
his ass.
It's the
It's
one
like a
reason.
metaphor for like art, like America.
Yeah.
They
It's
just hit undo on the keyboard.
yeah, that's what I wrote down. That was the single reason that Slipknot was in the movie was so that they could show someone with
Yeah.
because you set that premise up, you have to blow somebody's head
Someone
off.
has to.
It's like
Yeah.
it's just like a
Yeah.
like battle royale. Even in that, like they have the necklaces
Mhm.
that have bombs in them. It's like, well, got to show somebody blow up. Well, that's like first person that goes down is Nobu. Who, I mean, it's cool. It's a lot cooler in that movie, but and it actually like
Yeah,
means
and-
it's actually like means something to the story. I should say that too. There's actually like a purpose, like character wise. Whereas in
They
this,
didn't even-
it's like
They didn't
It's
give
like-
him a a music video. He didn't even get a music video. He just showed up and was there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, he
you're
doesn't.
supposed to go off the one line of like he can climb anything, and you're supposed to be like, okay, yeah, I don't need to see his powers. Cool, definitely.
He
Wait,
just go.
You're
he
talking
just-
about Will Smith? He
No.
he didn't make a song for this one. That's right. He didn't make
Oh,
a music video and
They
song
should
for
have
it.
had Will Smith do a song.
Damn, how
Oh,
could they?
that
I
would've
bet
saved
they
the
asked
movie.
him to.
Suicide
Suicide
Squad.
Squad. Oh.
Suicide Squad. It's just like
I don't
he just takes
In-
less. He's like, I'm only here for one day, guys, to shoot all my scenes and to do my music video. I'm just gonna use an old beat.
Yeah.
I don't
Squad.
I don't know what the context is or what scene I wrote this down, but at one point on one of my notes just says hair slicked back, real piece of shit. I don't know. I think it might have been one of Joker's henchmen, or I don't know who
yeah,
it was, but
it had
that's
to
one
have
of my
been,
notes.
Bro,
That
had
was just
to be
he
Nick.
probably
Joker.
eats
Nick just
so
like
many
his
sloppy steaks.
reflection.
all the way
Yeah.
back.
Nick
Did-
caught his
Dude.
reflection in his phone and he was like, he just wrote that down in like a moment of
Now-
sadness.
Real piece of shit.
Now I want to.
He probably eats so many sloppy steaks in
I was
in
just
the
gonna
strip
say,
club.
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah,
watch
I
the.
just watched that episode last
Oh,
night.
you did?
Oh
Yeah,
my
I-
god.
Olivia fucking loved it. I was surprised
Oh,
that
really?
she liked it as much as she did. Yeah.
He had never seen that before, and I showed him some clips on Wednesday of
Oh.
of
Do-
Tim Robinson.
Do any of these fuckers
Big fat loads of cum then.
Yeah.
Okay.
in donkey dick
I
or
wanna.
horse cock?
Okay.
I wanna watch the Joker club scene again with like the music that plays over the sloppy steak montage.
Oh
Dude.
yeah.
I don't
Or just
want to be
cut
here
in-
anymore.
I don't want to be around anymore.
Cut in the Joker and like edit the sloppy steak scene, but cut the Joker into it because he
Yeah.
fit in
Yeah,
perfectly
just-
in that scene.
Yeah, he's a huge piece of shit.
Huge piece of slicked all
Do
the
you-
way back, dude.
Do you think that Joker has 3 classic cars of that Ferrari that he was
I've got
driving?
I've got
He has-
triples.
I'm
He has
pretty
triples.
sure. I'm
Right?
pretty sure his pants were calico cut in Suicide Squad.
And he had a TC Tugger under his tuxedo.
No, he had one of those like really complicated shirts that was really expensive because of
Yeah.
how complicated
Oh,
his
yeah.
so
design
many
Yeah.
lines. It was
There was a part-
$3,000.
Yeah, it's the scene where he pushes Harley into the vat, or she jumps into the vat. He totally has a what is it?
Big
Jack
Vatican.
Flashes.
Yeah, flashes. Yeah.
Johnny Flashes or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, this is
Travis, you
brilliant.
should watch that show. By the way.
Yeah, you showed it to me
Uh-huh.
and I watched I think
think you
watched
should
like
leave.
all I think I watched like 6
What?
or 7 episodes last night.
It's a show on Netflix called I Think You Should Leave, the Tim Robinson show.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What? Fucking hilarious. Where
Uh,
he's eating a hot dog through his jacket. He's like he's like pretending he's asleep and eating a hot dog.
Travis, because Travis, have you haven't seen any of this, have you?
No.
We sound like we
Oh, damn.
sound like babbling idiots right now.
Yeah,
that we're just
idiots.
talking about
I'm trying to
insane
think of-
shit.
So
Which
anyways,
I guess is
Oh,
not too
wait,
far
I
off
got
from
one.
the show.
I got
Sloppy
one.
steak of the movie.
I got one that's related to the movie. It's like the only time I want to watch Suicide Squad is with a big glass of wine and popcorn.
I don't
Oh.
even get that one.
You don't-
And then-
it's-
and
it's
then
like
a
the
man-
Shark
and
Tank
then Wa-
one.
Yeah,
And then
and
there's,
then
like, the
Waller's
one
like,
girl.
I'm real.
Yeah. It's like
Oh,
all of the
shit.
Shark
Okay.
Tank
Oh,
people,
yeah.
and then there's the
Okay.
one girl who's
Yeah.
like, I made my money like betting on like the I don't know something bullshit.
Yeah, something where she didn't actually earn it. It was just like given.
She was sewn into the leg of the Charlie Brown float at the Thanksgiving parade.
That's right. And she sued him.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Do
This,
you have
this is
anything
what
else
happens-
to say about Suicide
I'm not
Squad?
I
making
was gonna
any.
say- no, I was just
Yeah.
gonna say,
Yeah.
this is what always happens when there's these movies like this that don't have any substance. Like I was thinking, even like All the President's Men, which we liked, we all like thought was decent, but like we also like didn't have anything to say about it, and that whole conversation is just like all over the place.
Yeah, duds are our munch squad where it's just like
Not-
it's like
no.
we have to farm like entertainment from something else other than the movie.
But I would say most of the time that's not the case, because like, I mean, Megan is Missing. We had so much like hatred for it.
Yeah.
Whereas like I mean I have a lot of hatred for this movie, but it's different. And then like all the other ones we've liked a lot. So like I mean, we had a lot to say about the
It's
duds
just
that we
'cause,
did
like,
like.
This movie is just profoundly boring.
It is.
Yeah.
For a movie that just has a ton of like action sequences and like flashy lights and characters, there's like
And
there's
asses and butts.
asses and butts. There was just no, I was like checked out the whole like I was like
Yeah.
why this action sequence is going on for like 20 minutes and
Yeah.
there are like no stakes whatsoever. No,
Yeah.
like, no stakes at all.
There's
I
I
just
thought-
sloppy sticks.
oh,
I
go
thought
ahead,
there
Chris.
was going to be like I thought that I forgot because I watched it the first time like 3 years ago or something, but I forgot that that I forgot the movie basically, and I thought that like I basically forgot the movie like an hour after I watched it, but and then I just forgot what I was gonna say. I thought there was gonna be like this bonding mission that they would go on, and then the second mission would be like would end with it just being like, here's the real thing, and then it's just to go rescue Waller. So like the whole time I was watching it, I was like, this is a really long intro because I thought like there was this like I thought they would like go, oh, here's the mini mission. Oh, and now like, oh, who would have thought? But like, here's the big mission now. It's starting now conveniently after your last practice mission.
Yeah, they
And it
they
was
didn't
just
even
like,
like
I was just
warm
what
them
the
up.
fuck? Yeah, no,
didn't
that's
warm
kind of
them
what I
up.
mean.
There was no test
Yeah.
trials. There was no like we have to see if they're actually gonna like do it. We say a little bit and like we still have a little bit of control. They were just throwing them right out there.
Boy,
it was like
I sure
being
hope
edged the
nothing
whole time.
happens to the city and we don't have to use this task force. Uh-oh.
Like while they're still like in the stand up and say two things about yourself like introduction phase, it's like oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh coincidentally also one of your team members went AWOL, and I know this was just supposed to be training, you're supposed to watch your videos and stuff, but we gotta go save the city.
So wait, was Enchantress supposed to be one of their team members?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
got
like
brought
she
on
was like totally
originally.
living like as a normal person though, right? With Flag?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, they didn't really establish how long they had been talking. Like it was just like you know there's a romantic
'Cause,
interest
like
there.
she said it
she had
accidentally
enough-
like in her sleep and that was enough to set her off.
well, I kind of thought that like that was like an influence from the Enchantress. Like
Oh. Sure.
because I
yeah.
want to. I feel like I might just. I'm trying to justify for my own sanity too, but that's what I went with because I had the same thought. But I was like, it's got to be like when she's in that like dream state, she's maybe more like
able
the
to
Enchantress
manipulate.
has
and-
more like
Too, is-
side or more influence or whatever.
yeah.
is that there's no timeline established. So like in some way you could think that like June is living as a normal professor her whole life, and then all of a sudden Waller calls her up and was like, "Hey, I heard you're cursed a little bit. Come work with us." And then that's when everything starts going bad for June.
Well,
But then
I think
at the same time, it's like your whole failsafe for June not turning when you don't want her to is to put a normal ass fucking Ric Flair in the room with her when she's sleeping, and he's supposed to like stop her from turning into Enchantress whenever she wants to. Like that's how they were planning on stopping her. Is because
Well-
she like Waller blamed him for letting her get away. And it's like, yo, she can just change with one word. How is
she
he
like
supposed to fucking
teleport
stop
and shit?
that?
Yeah, she just
yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Um.
Also, who was the chick with the sword? The souls in it. Where did
Katana?
That's Katana.
why?
Obviously.
Where?
Sword.
So
That's
they brought her
samurai.
into like. So they already had the net capsules that would kill them, and then what? She was supposed to be there as like extra, like to
I
keep
guess
them
so.
in line.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I guess
a
so.
fucking
So they
10,
couldn't just,
10
like,
Spec
bum
Ops
rush.
dudes with 10 Spec Ops dudes with guns is not enough for fucking Flag's
Probably
But then like,
Bad.
but then Waller had the phone too, and she was in a secure location. So if like they all
Triple-
went,
I don't know.
I don't know.
She's
There's a lot of
so
fail
for the
safes
boys
that all
for the
fail.
boys heads. That's the female, by the way. Katana
Oh,
is the
she's in the
female
boys.
from the boys. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
I was so
Oh yeah,
lost
it
there
is,
for a
isn't it?
second.
Shit.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize her with that mask
no.
on.
Something.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize her with that sword. I didn't like. Wait, shit. What was I gonna say? I don't know.
Nice, dude. Good start. Good start.
Did you
Uh,
guys like what during like Deadshot's like intro or his backstory where his daughter and him are like they're leaving a movie or something, they're walking down the sidewalk and then Batman comes up and he's like they get in this little scuffle and then he kind of gets the upper hand and Deadshot's pointing a gun at Batman and his daughter steps in front of the gun and she's like, "No, Daddy, please don't do this, blah blah blah," and like he continues to point the gun directly at his daughter's face. And she's like, "Daddy, please don't do this." And he continues to point the gun directly at her face.
You know what I had thought is I was like, especially as evidenced by that scene showing him like doing his job as an assassin, and he's like, he's on the phone. He's like, "Oh, you better pay me. He's gonna get away." And then like he does it the last second. And he has to like ricochet off a building and like hit the dude that like he can't even see or whatever. So he couldn't like point his gun at the wall and shoot Batman in the face like
It would have been
around
a
his
perfect
daughter.
opportunity. He could have at least like shot Batman in the leg. Or
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
he tried to do it and it like, dinks off his armor and it's like inconsequential, but it at least would have demonstrated like more than just him shooting faceless bad guys that like, oh yeah, he's
Yeah.
like really good at like angles and geometry and he's able
I
to
was
line
gonna
up
say,
these crazy
He
shots.
could have also
but
shot his daughter in the
Daughter.
face and then went
Daddy.
through Batman.
I
Is
mean,
Or,
it-
like
yeah,
went through
he's
her
Batman's
head
armor
into Batman.
He's really good at
bulletproof?
shooting putty patrollers who are running in a straight line at him one after
Yeah.
another.
I mean, maybe his daughter, like, because they've done that, like, they do like the math together and figure out the
Yeah.
angles to shoot a man from.
Mhm.
Maybe she recognized that was the only spot in the alley that he actually wasn't aiming. He in fiction he was aiming directly at Batman. That was the kill shot, but it was gonna bounce off the wall. But it just looks like he's pointing it at her.
Oh,
Yeah, maybe she was trying to help him out. She was
It's like-
she was trying to decoy Batman, but then Deadshot didn't pick up on it. She was expecting Deadshot to like
Yeah,
shoot it off the wall and hit Batman, and then after the scene, they don't show this in the movie, but she's like, "Dad, you fucking idiot! I was trying to help you out. I wanted Batman's brains all over the fucking
And
ground. Why didn't you?"
and that's why they're talking about angles because she's like, "No, this was the angle that I was talking about. Oh, I thought you were talking about this one over here.
Yeah, they're
Well,
just,
you did the cosine
It's
and I
like-
did the tangent."
it's like that
Bitch.
movie. It's the movie, The Game Plan with The Rock, and he has like that daughter that he didn't know about, but instead of The Rock,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Deadshot and his daughter, and they just talk about how to kill people with angles the whole movie.
Yeah.
Isn't Batman's armor like somewhat bulletproof?
yeah, but
like is
Yeah, but his face isn't.
right, the bottom of his face. That's what I'm saying. He could have angled a shot and like taken Batman's jaw. That would have been so fucking
Well-
sick.
Okay.
Oh,
That would've been tight as shit.
I was picturing if somebody shot Batman's jaw off.
that would be terrifying.
He continued to wear the half mask and his
Oh my
It's just-
god.
he's-
upper teeth and tongue.
you can just hear him gurgling like as he's trying.
And then, yeah, and then instead of him talking in a deep voice, it's just like a lisp because he can't speak correctly. He's just like, like
Oh, that reminds me of Left for Speed. That there's an Oni and video
yeah,
where like
yeah.
Rochelle gets like her jaw shot off and like her tongue's hanging there, and she's like,
Oh jeez. Oh my god.
See if they had that R rating and they could have done like
Yeah.
Deadpool
They coulda
violence,
shot
that would have been
Batman's jaw.
so goddamn funny.
Yeah, because nothing else in that movie
Oh.
mattered in the rest of the universe. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
This
yeah.
was something I was gonna say before about Captain Boomerang is in Deadpool, is that I feel like they stole something from Deadpool, cause doesn't he like masturbate with a unicorn or something like that, like something bizarre like that. And then like
Yeah,
Captain
maybe.
Boomerang has like a fucking pink unicorn.
Oh, the pink unicorn. What was there supposed to be something that
That was
I
for his
recognized?
daughter.
The only thing
Wasn't
was
it?
that in the when it did like when it introduced each one, it was like Deadshot,
Yeah.
blah, assassin,
Oh,
master, blah blah blah
Oh,
blah.
you know what that
Deadshot
reminded
was
me
good
of?
with the potato cannon, by the way.
Oh, that did say that. You're right.
It said he was a
Oh.
master with the potato cannon.
That's funny.
This might be
I
might
mean,
be a very very
funny now.
specific reference, but that whole thing reminded me of like I don't know if you've seen this on Tumblr before, but someone like remade the founding fathers, but it's like Benjamin Franklin, he, they, Virgo,
Yes.
like
Yeah, you're
those
talking
things. That's what it
Fucking
reminded
hang
me of, like with all of like their stats just popping on the screen.
Yeah.
But yeah, for him it said fetishes pink unicorns. I think it's like the epitome of like lol so random.
Uh,
Yeah.
the hot
This
topic
was-
shit.
Yeah.
This whole movie was like made so that it could be marketed like entirely in Hot Topic.
I swear, I was expecting him to give it to like his daughter or his wife. I swear, I thought it was.
I guess I thought the same thing. Like
Yeah,
there's-
like-
I don't
Con
want to
Air.
spoil anything. I don't want to spoil anything for the next movie for the people.
Then
who
don't.
haven't
Then
watched
shut the
it.
fuck up right now.
No,
Then
no,
don't
no.
say a
I'm just
goddamn
gonna
word.
say I'm really.
Don't say
excited
anything.
to
You're gonna fucking
The
read-
pink
spoil it, dude.
unicorn pays off.
No.
Okay,
no,
that's all you
I'm
gotta
just
say.
gonna
That's all
say,
you gotta say.
I'm kidding.
Isaiah,
I'm-
shut the fuck
I'm
up.
really excited for you guys to see like Captain Boomerang in the next one. It's really good what they do with it.
Okay,
Mhm.
if you're gonna say some
Hey.
dumb shit like that, then don't lead it off with I don't
Is
want to
it-
spoil anything.
is it
'cause
the same
You could
actor?
have just said that and it wouldn't have
Yeah.
spoiled anything.
It is
He's
the
one
same
of-
actor.
I think the only carryovers are Harley, Captain Boomerang, Amanda Waller, and Rick Flag. I think that's it. Everybody else is new.
Okay.
Oh,
I think so. Yeah.
They don't recycle, like they don't use the same character or new actor. They have like all new characters, right?
It's all new characters.
Yeah.
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 So it's
the
like,
only recycled characters are the same actors.
I think it was
Yeah.
the safe way to do it. So it's like you can count it as a sequel or you can count it as a reboot. It kind of works as like
It's not a
either,
sequel,
you know.
reboot, prequel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, didn't Captain Boomerang speak with like this was something I thought halfway through the movie, and then I forgot to follow up on because I just was so bored. But like he said a line and then it went away from him, and I was like, wait a minute. This whole time I've been assuming that's an Australian accent, but I'm pretty sure he's speaking with just like a regular British accent.
No, the actor is Australian at least.
Okay.
Yeah. He speaks
Oh,
with
really?
a Wesley accent.
I just thought that was a really bad
Oh,
Australian
Wesley?
accent. I
You
didn't know he was
didn't
actually
hear
Australian.
when he was like, nice party. Why wasn't I invited?
No, I didn't catch that part.
Yeah,
I
Yeah, I
honestly
just
thought he had a bad Australian accent. That's.
I
shitty.
just-
That's his
I just
accent.
He's
forgot.
kind of the Loki of Australian accent, or he's kind of the
Yeah.
Roger of Australia accent.
Yeah.
yeah, I think I was like, wait,
Yeah.
was that really
I don't
bad, or is it on purpose that like he's got a British accent and he's throwing and he's Captain Boomerang?
I guess it didn't. Maybe he was like,
typical.
he sounded like extra Australian to me, like almost
Hmm.
like a Cockney Australian, where he's
I-
like, "Oh, I'm playing up all the accent." I don't know.
I was just
extra
distracted by all
Mate.
the flashing
Yeah.
lights, so maybe I couldn't
Yeah,
couldn't focus in on that performance.
yeah. It's like a what are those called? Like a chamber, like a where you like sensory deprivation chamber, but it's like the
Oh, yeah.
opposite of that.
over sensory, like
You should watch
oversensory-
Dave.
Sensory
Yeah,
load. I
I'm
know.
just-
I love how Captain Boomerang has a boomerang with a camera on it, and then Rick Flag's like,
Just
go,
yeah.
yeah.
Forgot about
He's like,
that.
he's like, Rick Flag's like, go lower with it, and then he just like can move the boomerang.
yeah.
As he's,
Yeah.
he doesn't have any superpowers. He can just throw boomerangs really good, right?
He
Doesn't-
can
yeah,
fly
he
a
can throw
drone that is
boomerangs.
shaped like a boomerang.
Yeah.
That's pretty
I'm
much
assuming
it.
that's what it was. Yeah.
In the
I-
in the build up movie, you didn't watch
No, because he
the
throws it.
standalone. You didn't watch the standalone Captain Boomerang movie. where it's him at his college frat, and he throws his boomerang into a woman's
He's
locker
actually
room
the
so he
son
can
of
watch
Captain
him.
Kangaroo. It's like that's the dark gritty reboot. Is
And he's the brother of Kangaroo Jack.
Yeah.
Kangaroo Jack? Put it in the bad cup, please.
Oh shit! Okay. Okay.
The bad cup? Are you kidding me?
Well, I don't know. I haven't. When I saw it in 5th grade, I thought it was the funniest movie I'd ever seen.
Right,
So
okay.
That's all we
jury's
gotta
still
say.
out
It's
on
in the
that
good
one.
cup then.
It's funny, like going off of what Travis said about the quote unquote Captain Boomerang movie, because Klee didn't watch this, hadn't seen it before, and it was funny, like when it was doing like all the like recap stuff with everybody, she was like, is this from one of the other movies or something? I was like, no, it's just this, like showing like Harley Quinn and the Joker and then Deadshot stuff. I'm like, no, this is it. This is all you get.
Damn,
That's all there
I
is.
I didn't realize you were into torturing your wife and making her watch this.
I mean,
Chloe and I
she
watched
did-
it because she had seen it and she was like, "Oh, I should watch this with you." And then we both just like sat there and just felt like shit.
Yeah,
Coming from the guy who
Olivia-
like mentally abuses his dog with.
Well, yeah, he was.
Aw,
she's
he
being
would
a
make his dog-
sweetheart.
Yeah, he
Good
would make his
girl.
dog watch it.
Yeah, he didn't make his
No,
dog watch it. It's true.
I was like, Olivia, I gotta watch Suicide Squad for There Will Be Duds, and she was like, I don't want to watch it with you, because she hates this movie just as much as I do.
I mean,
Oh.
to be fair, Kalia did fall asleep for like the second half of it, and I didn't bother to wake her up.
Dude,
Don't
There was
say
another
I
thing-
abused my dog. Look at her.
that's kind of
I-
what my
She's
question was
dead.
earlier. Where does the second half start? Because like plot wise, there's not really a middle point. The middle point would be like
Yeah,
narratively would be like 30 minutes
It's-
into the movie or something.
it's because they don't. I said they don't. They don't arrive in the city until it's like 48 minutes into the movie, which is just about the halfway
I
mark.
guess
But
it is,
that's
okay.
but that's the point that should come at like 15 minutes in.
Yeah.
you know.
15,
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
Uh,
like
and
that
then-
first big mission, I guess their warm up mission just took an hour.
There was no warm-up mission.
No, there wasn't.
Well,
really
like
warm-up.
sort
No,
of
I
the
know
warm up
you-
mission was
what-
rescuing Waller was the warm up
Waller,
mission in
yeah.
a sense, and then like the
Oh,
big
yeah.
mission was defeating
I see.
King Tut, whatever the fuck his name was.
Yeah.
The only reason
That's-
that I know what her brother's name is because the subtitle said at one point in time,
Yep.
Incubus says this or like growls. I was like,
Incubus.
oh, that's his name. I didn't even know because they only refer to each other as brother and sister.
Yeah.
Like that's the only way they refer.
Wait,
The
yeah.
thing that I think is funny is how like they really care about like saving like the Suicide Squad, not Rick Flag, because obviously he has a reason to like save his girlfriend's life or whatever. But Incubus was a possessed dude. They don't give a fuck about him. They're just like, oh yeah, he's fucking dead. Who
That
gives
dude
a
got
shit?
wasted. He's gone.
Yeah, he just
It
got
was-
fucking blown to bits.
No, it was like that was one of my notes. It was like 4 possessed dudes because the like tentacle shoots out, and he's like in the subway and he collapses.
Yeah.
And then,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
they're trying to revive
Yeah.
him, and then like the tentacle shoots out and it pulls in like 2 more dudes, and then like they like roll towards the subway tracks, and then it pulls in another dude, and it's like this weird, like really like disturbing, but also it doesn't make any fucking sense. Like why does that happen? But you see like
Yeah.
their limbs like twisting like and like congealing into like one mass because I guess
If
that's what
this-
the guy needed to
If this
become
would
a
have been rated
CGI
R,
monster.
if this would have been rated R, like, because they do like the subway scene where he destroys the subway. If it
Thinking
would
of
have been like how,
Invincible?
yeah, if it was like Invincible where he just like disintegrates people, that would have been fucking crazy.
I thought of Invincible too.
Yeah,
You know what would have been funny? If Batman got his jaw blown off. It's like I keep thinking about. That's all I've been thinking about for the last 15 minutes. Is how funny that would be.
There was one of the small notes I had was after Deadshot finds the top secret binder by itself in a laptop bag, which is very convenient. But he runs up behind Flag and he throws it and it hits the car. And I just thought that would be funny if he was like actually trying to hit Flag and then missed, but then played it off like he meant to like throw it next to him or something.
That's
and it just wasn't
expecting
talked about again.
that's expecting a little bit too much self-awareness and humor in this movie.
There's not too much to say about it, but I guess I'm just curious. Did anybody know of or watch the like credits scene? You guys know there was one?
With Batman.
Oh, I stopped it as soon as I could.
I don't remember
Kind of-
any. I know it happened, but I don't remember anything about it.
There really wasn't much. The only note I had was that like, so for those who didn't watch it, it's just Amanda Waller and Bruce Wayne in a restaurant, and they're like talking like, you know, you're like, oh, what are they talking about? And she like hands him like this document, and you see, it's basically like her like people she has like dirt on for like for the Justice League. It's basically like forming the Justice League. So you see Flash, Aquaman, and then she also has
Oh, I saw the
Enchantress
Aquaman,
in
yeah.
there. There's also Enchantress, which I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, so was she gonna be in the Justice League, and two, didn't they kill the Enchantress at the
her?
end of this
Yeah.
movie?
Well,
Like he crushed her heart and stuff. I guess maybe she could come back through some magic thing, but like, obviously she's not gonna be a superhero for you.
well, even like again, like talking about like stakes in the movie, you could have had a
Sloppy
moment
Wet
where like
steaks, sloppy steaks.
wet sloppy steaks. You could have had a moment where like, you know, Rick Flag, you helped like save the city, but you lost your girlfriend in the process. But no, of course, after they kill Enchantress, she has to like peel away, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm actually still alive," and then they get to have their embrace, and it's just like, I wish
Yeah.
you could have had like an emotional moment where like,
She
yeah,
actually died.
you
But
got
then
the
she's
thing
like-
that you wanted, but then like your girlfriend died, and you had to make like literally any type of sacrifice whatsoever.
Yeah.
But then
It's the
she's
same
like-
shit that
then
pissed me
she's
off
like-
with like
yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy when Groot makes this huge sacrifice, and then
just-
he comes back as a potted plant. We gotta sell
And he's
Funko
a
Pops.
shittier character in every other movie that
And it's just like anytime there's any sort of like character that could possibly die, or like, and like I said, any stakes at all, just nothing.
yeah, and she's like, they're like, oh, she's dead,
Yeah.
and then she's like, I gotta take the fucking head off. The chin hurts.
Oh, that's a good point. Pixel just said they don't ever mention her again in the sequel. Not even a yeah, we broke up.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
we'll touch on a lot of that in this. There's a lot of stuff that the next one, like, I feel like it was purposeful. Like it does like a lot of the same things as this
To like
one,
make fun of itself.
but
though.
like almost, yeah, I think it's like really a lot more self-aware of like what it's doing, and like, hey, remember how the old one did it? Well, here's it done better with like a competent writer and director, and like you know, a production that didn't change 5 times throughout. Like
yeah.
this is what happens when there's a consistent vision throughout the entire production process.
I'm gonna bring it back.
Um,
I'm gonna Beetlejuice this Deadpool one more time. But is that kind of like how in like that scene when like Ryan Reynolds he goes back in time and he shoots in like the like that shitty
Green
Wolverine
Lantern.
movie or whatever, and then he like goes
Oh,
back in
yeah.
time and he shoots Ryan Reynolds. He shoots himself, or he shoots Ryan Reynolds himself to like not do that scene in like the Wolverine movie. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah, and
yeah.
he kills himself writing the Green Lantern. Or,
Oh, that's
Green
what it is.
Lantern.
But I think it actually shows a
does
scene.
both. He does both.
Is it X-Men Origins Wolverine, and like
Yeah,
Deadpool shows up
yeah.
at the end, and then like Ryan Reynolds as current Deadpool shows up and just shoots him in the head or something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, no, it's not that on the nose. I think it's more like you kind of have to be aware of that stuff to get it. But it's stuff like it even does kind of a similar thing with like, you know how like Rick Flag in this movie is like exposition dump the character. They like kind of do that with him in the second one, but it's like, haha,
It's almost
get
a
it.
joke. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Pixel
So it's like
said,
just little things like that.
he said Gunn stated that the movie is set in the same universe, and he deliberately did not acknowledge the previous one, either confirming or denying things that happened in the first one. So he left the door open to bring in elements. Oh, okay. Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's how it felt. And again, we'll get to that stuff next week.
Yeah. Is it like the gas leak year in Community
To
where they
me,
like?
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a good way to put it.
feels
Yeah,
like it's more equal to Birds of Prey than it is to
Isaiah,
Isaiah,
you're
you moved your
completely-
head, so we can't. Your whole shit. fucked up.
You're- oh no.
You got to do the
What?
thing where you like put your phone against your head so you can use your head as an antenna for your Wi-Fi.
You can't hear me.
You're
Yeah, man.
you're
Slightly
breaking up real
better.
bad.
Should we move on to
Hello?
the?
I was
There
gonna
we go,
say,
that's
this
better.
just sounds like a good time to.
I think that a good time, just like the movie, would have been like 45 minutes ago. Actually,
You know,
we
Oh,
always
yeah.
we gotta make it 2.5 hours.
if they'd have cut the fucking prison stuff down to like what I was saying, like 15 minutes, you'd have like a 90-minute movie, and it wouldn't be good, but it'd be a lot more bearable. I'd say that.
I think
God, that's a
that
fucking song near the end.
I'm gonna
Holy
I'm gonna
shit.
I say this for a lot of things, but if they would have cut this down to 22 minutes, it would have made a really good Black Mirror episode.
Oh, the one thing I was gonna say, because like Isaiah counted all the times that like needle drops, like song. The Queen song at the end legitimately pissed me off. I got so mad.
Yeah.
Because like it was like, you know, yeah, music video, and then it was like their bland whatever, like I wish I was Hans Zimmer, like dime a dozen like score that was just strings going like jug 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 jugga jugga jugga, you know, whatever, that shit. And then they hit you with the Bohemian Rhapsody, and they're like, aha, what, did you forget that we were all music video directors? Here it is. Here's the money shot. Another top 40 like pop song.
Yeah,
And then it ends so abruptly with like Joker being like, "Let's get out of here,"
Yeah.
shagaplam. And then it's like a freeze frame on him. Like, why end it on this character who, again, like, you take his character out of it, and like, I guess except for like the flashback stuff, like if for people who need that with Harley, like, didn't affect the movie at all. It's one of those things where like if you took him out of the movie would have progressed the exact same way. It's just Harley would have been like split up with them for a little bit. That's the difference.
Okay.
Yeah. Speaking of the songs, like I feel like if somebody's said like, oh, there's gonna be each character has their own little like music video, and somebody asked you to guess which songs would go to like which hero, like you could pick them like out of the blue. You could just be like, oh, I know exactly what fucking music these people
Yeah.
are gonna have.
Yeah, because they like I
Like
think
the Queen song too.
they have
Yeah.
like the lyrics. They literally like probably Google searched how they try to describe this character
Yeah.
and whatever song popped up first. So like that's
Pick
the
the
one.
first result. Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like using Iron Man in the movie Iron Man. They're
Oh.
like, what's a good
Yeah.
song for
Didn't-
Iron Man movie? And
Didn't
that
Fortunate
just
Son
comes up.
play at one point? Did Fortunate Son play?
Yes,
Yeah, I'm pretty.
Yeah.
Ugh.
it did.
I don't
It
know
was
what
on
character.
screen when it played.
You know, it has to since the prison is in New Orleans, it has to
Oh,
open with House of the Rising Sun, and then
Yeah.
because Harley
do you
is like
get it? Do you get it?
owned by, since she's like a slave to Joker, pretty much they have to do the
You
don't
don't
own
own
me.
Yeah.
Well, they played.
Yeah.
Well, they played "Paranoid" by Black Sabbath in the scene when she like
Oh yeah,
was
that
fighting
was-
them.
Yeah,
Which again, why?
Isn't
She's
Isn't it
paranoid.
with my woman?
Yeah.
did they
Oh,
play
okay.
these boots are made for walking? Do they play that in this too?
I don't
think so.
I don't think so.
No.
Okay.
That would
You
be
know what
like
they
the
should-
obvious
Just
Picture a
choice.
scene of like Harley Quinn like just like walking like right after she changed or something is what I was thinking.
They should just take an audio clip from the past few minutes of this podcast and use it as the soundtrack.
The soundtrack.
It's just all of us mumbling these songs to each other.
They They did use Eminem when they were
Oh.
getting dressed, though. They used an Eminem song, which doesn't make any fucking sense.
We're just
No,
we're just
it
trying to end
actually
the
makes
episode
sense.
by like we're subconsciously trying to sing these songs to end the episode so we get like a TOS strike and we get taken down for like copyrighted
Yeah.
music.
So we don't
Yeah.
have to live through this.
So we
Oh,
don't have to keep going.
I also wanted to mention that after the credit scene, there's an Imagine Dragons song, and I was like,
Fuck yeah.
of course, there's an Imagine Dragons song. Like, what a morph!
Well, it goes
Is
from
there a-
21
is there a more
Pilots.
fitting- Yeah, which I like 21 Pilots, but sorry.
Of course. you do.
Was Heathens written for that movie too, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah, that was kind
Yeah,
of a bummer.
I mean, Heathens.
but
But Heathens is. I mean, it's a decent song.
okay, we can hear you.
Just,
So-
Yeah, just Imagine Dragons fits. That's all I was saying.
You're now looking at the new Suicide Squad, the 4 of us, because Isaiah's here.
And okay, I just put my phone up.
Oh, that
Okay.
worked. Apparently, it's much smoother.
Is it
Do we
really?
want to?
yeah.
Good. Yeah, good. No, two.
What are we? Some
Yeah.
kind of Suicide Squad?
We also always have to have the point where we say we went too long and then go a little bit longer, right?
We already
directly
had that,
after
I think.
Uh,
I think.
No, that's what I'm saying. That we have.
Oh,
we-
okay.
We, had
Yeah.
that. So
Was the Imagine Dragons song the
Oh.
like?
And then we have to do it
wait,
again.
And
Back at it.
no?
because if it was, it's good because sleep paralysis, and that's what this movie felt like.
And there was an incubus in it.
Ooh.
Did they
Oh,
play
yeah.
Incubus?
Obviously,
wait,
Across
and,
the sand.
They could have so easily played Incubus, and then it just doesn't happen.
Maybe
that
maybe
would've
they
been,
meant to. Like they named that character Incubus just so they could play Incubus and they forgot to.
That would be
Incubus
Oh, yeah,
so
needed
great.
to have
You
a
guys-
song called Incubus that was about an incubus for them to play it. It couldn't
Do you
just be
guys
the
think-
beginning.
Do you guys think in the new Spider-Man movie, when Sandman shows up, they're gonna play "Enter Sandman" by Metallica?
I don't know. Isaiah.
Yeah, it's just like movies that we would have done like when we were children.
Yeah,
Would it
that
be
is
so
kind of what it
literal-
feels like. Yeah.
That's literally what
And
like
Crocodile.
Yeah.
why
And
we
it-
did TNT. It was
Yeah, why
based
did-
off of like, oh, I
And
wanted
the
to have that
crocodile
song.
lives in
Or
a
Mr.
prison
Sandman,
cell
bring me a
that's-
dream. Yeah.
the
Oh,
crocodile
that- yeah,
lives in
that-
a prison cell that's like a sewer.
Bring
And
me
he
a
lives
dream.
Or,
in the water.
I guess a crocodile rock for Killer Croc.
That'd be dope. That'd be dope. See, like,
And Fred
I'd
Bear
like that
for
a
Dead
lot
Cop.
more. I like that one too. These are all like far better choices. Like, ironically. Okay. Yeah. This for me, my wrap up. Usually we kind of do like a recap of our general thoughts, but like again,
I think we should speed run it.
well, I was
Yeah.
no, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like again, I can't think of anything to say other than this is a straight dud. Like
yeah.
it's like it's a. I'm trying to like think of like an object. Like if it's a spud, you know, we can go on a range of like different potatoes, but like this is just
Yeah.
a dud
This is crud.
where. Oh, it's crud.
Oh
Crud.
shit.
This
From
is a
crud to dud to spud. This
yeah.
is-
The
Thi-
new from
no.
TLC this fall.
See, it's almost like I wanna. I don't know. I would say that like this is like almost as bad as like I feel like they can. I don't know if I want to say that. I'm sure that there could be like worse, but like I still feel like if we're doing like a tier list, it's like Megan is Missing has to have its special one because it's like that movie's disgusting. Like
Yeah.
it's a boring bad movie, but it's also gross because of like everything like
Mhm.
about it, about the all the stuff around it. So like that has its own tier, but then this is like about as bad as you can get. This is like hair slicked all the way back. This
Real
movie's
piece
a
of shit.
piece of shit.
A real piece of shit.
Yeah.
The
and that's it.
sloppiest of steaks.
And whoever wants to go next on that's it.
I'm all I want to add is that I'm a little disappointed that Spud is not going to get used to just cement itself into the vernacular.
It's already cemented.
And also I realize
do you want to
the
give it a Spud,
variable
Travis?
the variableness of the Spud rating is going to make Moose mad. I just realized.
Oh shit! Oh yeah, there's so many variants, dude.
There's
You
His
just
head is gonna
invented
blow up.
integers, but you just use
Yeah.
words instead.
It's like a roundabout way. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, Moose.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I
He's
guess I'll give it a Spud. TJ, I'll give it a Spud.
Oh,
No.
No, you're
it's
skewing the
a-
ratings.
Yeah, that's true. I'm sullying our potatoes. Yeah, I'll give it a dud.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll try to keep it short and sweet. I don't know, it's just it's bad, but not in the fun way like Ben and Arthur. It was just bad because it was boring and I didn't give a shit about anything that I saw on the screen at all. I don't know, it's dud. It's dud for me.
Yeah, not when you say it like that, it kind of feels like a Sharknado, where it was like they tried to make a bad movie
Yeah.
on purpose.
But the
And it
thing is, this
doesn't.
movie was very successful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's like
Not
the
in a good
insane
way.
part.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think the world is a worse place because of how successful this bad movie was.
Yeah,
The cinema
movie
landscape
wasn't
is
even-
worse.
it wasn't enjoyable at all. Like this action, the fucking dialogue, it was all just hard to watch and sit through, and it wasn't even like I don't even fucking. It was just a dud, dude. It was fucking bad. It wasn't. It wasn't Spuddy in any ways. There was no signs of a Spud at any moment in this movie. And yeah, I forgot about the total fact that it did really well. That makes it even worse. And
Also,
Yeah.
an Oscar winner. You could say that.
wait,
Yeah.
what? For what?
Yep.
Yeah.
For makeup, not for anything like.
The
acting
only
or
Fuck! I could fucking do that shit. Get the fuck out of here.
the only
That's
sputtering
stupid.
that happened in this movie was my tires sputtering as I pressed the gas on my car in my garage that I shut the
Okay.
door on myself in
Okay.
Nice.
in Minecraft.
But yeah, so that's
in Minecraft.
It's a dud. It's
Yeah.
just the lowest of-
The sole reason I asked TJ to have me on for this one was because this is my most hated movie of all time.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, it is. I hate it. A big reason is because I know some people that love this movie, and I hate them because of it. Is it,
Wesley.
no,
Dox
no.
them.
It's
Dox
somebody
them
that
now.
you wouldn't know.
I need home addresses.
And it's just, it is horrible. I hate how people think that this is a good movie, and everybody that says that it is stupid and needs to go back to school. And this is
Got out of
not
school.
even a dud. You can't even call it a dud. It is a 0 out of 10. It is the worst of the worst. This movie is garbage, and I hope nobody ever watches it again.
Did any of the people that you know that think it's good? Have you heard any reasoning? Have they ever given you reasoning?
No,
Why
because I
it's
stopped
good?
talking to them.
Oh.
They're no longer in my life.
Does anybody know any general consensus of why people think it's good?
One of my friends, I guess I don't really talk to him anymore because of this.
Oh,
He
He's
he
serious.
likes it. He likes it because he's a huge DC fan. Like DC, he likes DC
am
more
I.
than Marvel. So he's like,
oh, I
oh
thought
well,
you said
anything.
DP.
No, yeah, he's a huge deep penetration fan. He likes it because like he has the mentality that anything DC releases is like gold. Is like how
Yeah.
it's kind of the same thing as like Marvel. How a lot of people think like anything Marvel releases is gold, and that's
Right.
there's
It's
there's
easier-
so fewer people that believe that about DC, and I have one of those friends, and he's scum of the earth, and he's probably gonna die soon.
He is a human dud.
In
No,
Minecraft.
that's like
in Minecraft.
that's what the fuck, like that's so annoying that you're so biased, because I love DC comics. I'm a huge fan of DC when it comes to comics, but then I mean, there hasn't been enough evidence with movies to make me say like, oh man, everything they make is gonna be gold.
I don't love DC more than Marvel, and like I think like they have good characters, but I don't stand for either of them. But like
You
Marvel
don't.
has
What you
put
don't
out-
stand for is you don't stand for Suicide Squad.
I think it's
people
a
like that.
stan.
You guys
No,
like DC.
no.
I like
Hey,
CD, as in CDs.
guys, I'm
Nice.
pretty sure that
Imagine
I wrote.
dragging these nuts across the end credits of that movie.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yes.
I'm pretty sure I wrote in my note that it was 10:25 when we were all supposed to commit suicide as a squad.
Oh,
oh.
Wow.
Just saying.
pretty close. We
Uh,
got 3 minutes left, guys.
Yeah.
I just want to squeeze in that I already mentioned this to TJ and Isaiah, but I thought that Jared Leto's Joker laugh sounded like the one guy who like doesn't know how to cry. If you've ever seen that like short little video, he's like,
Yeah.
deep in my heart, I know I still love you. And then it
guys
cuts to
don't
this
know
like
that.
older guy, and he's like, yeah,
oh Jesus.
yeah. I'll send you the link. I'll put it in the
Yeah.
chat. But
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of just hate like that they're like I did this when I was in fucking high school, but like I haven't in years because I'm not dumb, but like the whole like sports team like ideology that people have with like Marvel versus DC. It's like I'm a person that likes movies, you know.
Yeah.
If there's a
Yeah.
good movie, like for me, it's not like, oh, is it a Marvel movie? It's like I wanted to see the new Suicide Squad because it was written and directed by somebody that I mostly like their stuff, not
No,
because it was
you
a DC movie, you know.
you know James Gunn is like can like competently make something even if it's not
Exactly.
great. It's like better than this.
I think like more than anything, it's like who's writing and directing it. That's what steers my interest, or you know, if I just see like a really good trailer. But it's not like, is it which company is it licensed under, which characters does it have,
Yeah.
you know,
Which
from these
intellectual
comic
property
books.
is in it?
Yeah, intellectual property, that's kind of what I was looking for. Yeah.
Pixel says, I tend to fall
Oink.
deeply in love with movies that other people think are awful. The ship has no rudder.
he's talking about the show, right? The show is the ship in that.
This yeah
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's talking about the
this-
podcast.
yeah
He's
He
like,
followed us 20
actually
minutes ago and he
defending
already
it.
is in love with something that's awful.
Yeah, he's like,
No, this ship has 4 rudders, one on each fucking side. It's just going in all
Yeah.
directions.
and they're going in like random directions, all opposed.
Yeah.
And it also can flip upside down to go to Davy Jones' locker. I was trying to do a Pirates reference before.
Oh,
we
I
got
thought you were trying to
Dude,
do
oh,
the
we had to get in
flip turned upside down. You're doing
Oh.
Fresh Prince because of Will Smith.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. That's
No,
it.
I know you're not criticizing the podcast, Pixel.
there.
Oh, yeah.
We just took your
Podcast.
words and twisted them to make it
We
fun.
just love to
yeah,
shit on
no.
ourselves.
We just
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, this movie made us love to shit on ourselves.
Yeah.
the whole conceit of the show is it's a therapy session because we're all narcissists, and it's just like
You have to be a
There-
narcissist to
Hey,
start a podcast. I mean, that's
Yeah,
There will be
exactly.
narcissists. That's what this
There will
podcast
be.
is called.
If we end up doing Isaiah's Poop Corner, then I'll just tell you how I shit on myself.
yeah,
Try
yeah,
to do-
definitely.
Another. How about Suicide Squad? I think you should leave. With
There
Tim
we go.
Robinson.
We found
Nice,
it. We
dude.
made it there.
Okay.
So we don't even have to draw from the
that's-
cup because
that's
we already
the
know what the
outro.
next week is.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no cup draw.
So yeah,
that's
this
like
is
the
a little-
Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. It's like every time you say your rating, you have to say the name of his show as an advertisement. Sponsored
Yeah.
by.
Yeah, so this is a little special two-parter sort of where yeah, next week we're not drawing it from the cup this week. We're doing the new Suicide Squad, the Suicide Squash from this year, from this month. directed by James Gunn. We'll
Wait,
see
Guardians
how
of the
we
Galaxy.
feel as compared to
Sasquatch.
this one. in
so
a
this
way.
movie has a flag and a gun.
Oh.
Put a fucking
the
MAGA
gun-
hat on this shit.
But the gun does have like the double letter at the end of his name and flag.
I know.
Does
So
flag
it's
still,
like,
did they put the G at the end of flag for the new one?
No, they didn't. I checked already.
Those sons of fucking bitches, dude.
so if you don't want to be spoiled for the new Suicide Squad, watch it before next week. It's on HBO Max for free if
Until
you have HBO
September.
Max, or it's probably still in theaters, I think. So
Yeah.
do it.
And also, if you're listening to this on your favorite
there you go. I was
podcatcher
gonna
app,
forget it.
make sure to leave us a like and a review and a follow and a suck and a squeeze and
a
a
review.
review, all the
spud.
things. We have a YouTube channel now.
Yeah.
There will be duds. All the branding is pretty much the same across all the platforms.
Yeah, I always remember this.
Instagram.
I always remember to do this the pages, but I keep forgetting to say
Yeah,
Rate
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook,
pluses,
YouTube.
all that
We got them all.
bullshit.
Man.
Twitch.
Twitch, yes.
Yes, Twitch.
Yeah, we're everywhere, baby. We're the jokers, baby. And I'm your co-host. Ha ha, written over and over again on the Joker's walls, also known as TJ.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
I am and I am Batman's dangling jaw from his jowl. Nick, aka Dr. Funk on Twitch.
And I'm Harley Quinn's pancake booty falling out of her shorts,
Butt and ass.
aka her button ass, aka I'm not signing my name to this shit.
I am your oddly proportioned big head, small body shingles reptile. Also known as Dirty Deegs. Also not signing my name to this shit.
Oh.
I'm your I'm the guy who stutters and can't figure out anything. and sucks
Wait,
at
how about
words.
I'm the guy who points his gun at his daughter.
I'm your
I'm the
about-
guy who abuses his dog and sucks at English.
how about I'm your queen, and God help anyone who dare disrespect me. That's it.
There we go. Okay, we did
All
it.
right, we're out of here, people. Until next week.
Until next
Ass and
week.
butts.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.